Welcome, Bottom Bill listeners. We had a great episode today with Terrell Johnson. Terrell plays drums with Jalen Josie, a artist based out of Atlanta who's doing some great things right now, and also has a new single coming out called Perfect Timing, which is available on all streaming platforms, so make sure you support that. I thought it was a really fun episode.
It was great.
Yeah, we got in some pretty fun stuff on the unpopular opinions, obviously, and then some pretty fun questions about just like being a side guy and just.
My favorite part, honestly, was the red flag segment.
Yeah, it's a good one, right?
We should keep that going.
I think we should keep that.
You just thinking about that today?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I think we should keep the red flag segment going for sure.
Yeah, you know what? Like every now and then,
Yeah,
got a little jewel.
yeah, I like that one. I'm full of fucking jewels over here, bro.
I didn't say that. I said literally every now and then.
Well, I'm just saying I'm full of them though.
Anyways,
got plenty of them.
Let's fucking start the show.
Well, hold on. Before we get, what do you say?
You're full of yourself.
Yeah, I am that too, for
There you
sure. Before we get started, we just want to mention that we do have a merch store available now for Bottom of the Bill merchandise.
Yeah.
Make sure you check that out. The link will be in the description. Support and help us spread the word on Bottom of the Bill. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy the episode.
Yeah, look fresh with some new drip. You know what I'm saying?
Some new drip. We also discovered that Billy's really into the new linguistic lingo of the Gen Z population today.
The thing is like, I don't age. I just keep on going with the times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys let us know what you think about Billy's hopping on with the trends.
You have crystallized age, and I'm fluid, bud. Yeah. Like water.
All right, guys. Enjoy the episode. Thanks for tuning
Bottom
in.
of the bill starts now.
This is Bottom of the Bill, where we talk about the modern grind of a musician.
Album cycles.
Hold on, Bill. Give me a second, man. Because we don't know what we're talking about.
Spotify playlist.
You keep interrupting me. That's not how we discussed it. Just give me a second, man. We invite established artists
Festival lineups.
Can I just get my stuff out real quick? We invite established artists on to share their strategy to success.
Marketing strategies.
The premier do-it-yourself podcast.
Hashtag DIY.
Ah, screw it. This is Bottom of the Bill. Terrell Johnson, thank you for being on the podcast today, man.
Yeah, welcome to my house.
Honestly, I am honored to be here.
Yeah, wow. You're the
Hell
first.
yeah, man. Well, we're honored that you decided to grace us with your presence, man.
Man, listen, I'm just a regular guy.
Can I just say that I had a lot of fun jamming with you at the Monday Night Jam last week?
Man, likewise.
It was so much, like, you fucking were just so much fun to play with, man. It was a great time.
You've been playing with other people?
You've been going to jam nights. When are you coming to a jam night, Bill?
I'm busy on Mondays.
What are you doing?
I can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it.
Why?
It's personal. I will say we've been looking forward to having you on the podcast for months and months now.
You know, thank you.
No, Terrell was last minute, man, but thanks so much for filling in, dude.
Man, no problem. No
All right.
problem.
How's everyone's week been going?
Pretty awesome.
Pretty great.
Yeah, it's
What about y'all?
pretty dope.
What about you?
Pretty good, man. I can't complain. I'm getting back into the swing of things. You know, sometimes you go through like lulls. You're kind of like not feeling motivated or like not wanting to do shit, and then you kind of get stuck in those like whatever those lulls, and then kind of in this mode of snapping out of it. So it's a good feeling, you know, getting back to the grind and shit.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of lulz, how about Monkey's Uncle?
What?
That was probably the worst show we've ever played.
That was a brutal gig.
it was
yeah,
so bad.
that was brutal. But somehow people liked it.
That's what made me so mad, because at the end of the night, the same like regulars that are there, I'm like, you guys were awesome. Like, you guys were incredible. I'm like, yeah, but you say that every time. Like, now I don't trust you at all.
You ever have those gigs where you just like where you play and you just feel like what am I doing with my life?
Man, to be honest,
No?
Monkey's uncle, right?
Yeah.
The place you was talking about?
At the beach, yeah.
Yeah. So I had a gig there with this band called Love Monkey. Awesome band. But the like place was very, very dry, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, that was one of those moments. It was like, what am I doing? And not to throw shade on the band because they're awesome, you know what I'm saying? But it was just one of those like, I got to do more type of feelings, you know.
One of those moments, yeah.
You know.
And it's I like monkeys. They keep me pretty busy, so it's not like throwing shade at monkeys, but sometimes
No shade at them. No shade at them.
sometimes the
Because they work hard too.
yeah,
You know,
totally, yeah.
sometimes
The
people,
staff is
for real.
awesome.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
it's not the
seriously.
venue or the employees
Yeah,
itself.
Yeah.
it's the people.
You know,
sometimes the
Yeah.
people that frequent those places aren't necessarily. I mean, you know, you're playing in a cover band. They're definitely not there to see a band play.
Yeah.
You know, and then if they are, then it's like you're kind of just more background noise and just
Yeah.
kind of the theme of the night.
They're there
rather.
to get ginger tea shots and get
Wasted.
make
honestly.
and make bad decisions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's fine.
So it's fine. But yeah, it was definitely a rough gig. I could not hit a right note to save my life that night.
Nobody came up to us and asked us to like play or like just tell them, oh, that's not true. Actually, people did come up to us. I forgot about that, but we won't talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Talk about that later.
Sorry. All right.
Yeah,
Totally
so
forgot about that.
speaking of pretty exciting weeks, so you're about to head out to New Orleans this week. I guess by the time this airs, you'll already have been in New Orleans. How'd the show go?
Man. It was great.
It's great. So you're playing with Jalen Josie?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how you say her name, yeah?
Yeah. Josie.
Josie?
Yeah.
She's an R&B artist out of Atlanta?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. What's the festival you guys are playing, or that you did play?
Well, the most recent festival was the Beauty Nora. No, I can't say it right. Please forgive me if y'all see this podcast. But anyway, it was this Juneteenth festival in Atlanta like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
That was my first show with her, and it was awesome. After that, that's when we got the news about Essence Fest that's coming up, and it just happened fast, honestly. But
That's pretty cool. She's got quite a following on Instagram and Spotify. She's got like 40,000 monthly listeners or something like that.
Yeah.
How did you get linked up with that? It's a pretty big gig.
So, my big bro, shout out to Corey Ling, Corey the producer, Corey you a beast. How you doing? But yeah, man. I grew up around Corey. He's actually a musician out of Jacksonville. He moved to Atlanta a few years back and grinding, man, and got connected, and you know, he did his thing. He's doing his thing, so that's how I got connected to on this gig.
Okay, cool. And so you just kind of came on in the last couple weeks, I guess. Are you guys going to be like touring full time, or like what's the game plan?
I believe this is to see if there are capabilities of that. I can't necessarily say that that's, you know, what it is, but that's how I feel. So every show I'm taking it as the next show could lead to a tour. You know what I'm saying? So,
Totally.
Yeah.
So she's got like label support and all that stuff. So this is kind of like the trial run to see.
Yeah. She's actually signed to Def Jam.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good for you.
Hell yeah, man. That's great. What's rehearsals been like working with a artist that's predominantly based out of Atlanta?
Shoot, to be honest, man, coming from Jacksonville, just being flexible, you know, and when honestly having my schedule open and, you know, just being flexible, like I said, but yeah, it doesn't really has its ups or downs to me. I mean, it's work, you know, so I'm definitely headed to that, and not saying that how could I say it? Not saying that I don't take a thing. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man.
But yeah, you keep going. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. So, do you like schedule the rehearsals like way in advance, and then like they fly you up, or like how's it all work?
Okay, so for right now, I'm only traveling up there myself.
Okay.
They definitely reimburse me for those things, and yeah, that's how the traveling works for right now. But
Okay.
I know as far as going to Essence Fest, I believe we're taking a bus down there. So
Okay.
from Atlanta. So
Are you guys doing like full on dress rehearsals and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
So I'm curious because this is a phrase that gets thrown around a lot. Like there's like just standard rehearsals, and then there's like dress rehearsals. So
Yeah.
when you're going to rehearse with an artist like that, obviously there's a lot of other interests involved. There's labels and there's things like that. There's a lot of money at stake, right? So when you guys are doing like a dress rehearsal, like where are you guys rehearsing? What does a full setup look like for a scenario like that, or is it just in someone's like room or studio?
well, the last few shows, not the last few shows, but the last few rehearsals have been at like top studios. So we really every rehearsal has been like a dress rehearsal, like we're doing the show. You know?
Okay, cool.
So,
That's awesome. That's it's a much different experience than like rehearsing for like a bar band or something, right?
Definitely. It's definitely like, you got to be on point, So,
Have you seen any wild shit like people just get thrown out of the room type shit?
Shoot, I mean, at regular bar gigs, definitely I've definitely played around town a few times where I've seen some people get tossed out.
Well, no, I mean like more at a rehearsal, like at that, like a rehearsal at that level where it's like you're not on your shit, get the fuck out of here.
No, I haven't.
No.
You wouldn't be invited to the rehearsal if you didn't have your shit done anyway.
No, seriously.
There was
Seriously.
when we had a friend come on here who was on The Voice, and he was saying that when he went on there, like the Paul Schaefer, the band leader who somehow plays in every late night band on television, and somehow is like the band leader for The Voice.
Yeah.
He walked in and was like, all right, he walks into where all the singers are at, like getting to the next level. And was like, all right, guys, we just learned 90 songs in a week. You can learn one for this show. Don't waste my time. And if you do, we're sending you home.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, I can just imagine that.
It's like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right. Like, imagine that kind of pressure walking into that.
I mean, to be honest, like if you've gotten the material like ahead of time, honestly, there's really no excuse.
There's no excuse. Yeah.
You can't be that hard on yourself. It's like if they gave it to you 2 months in advance, like you should definitely know that shit. I could cuss.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, okay.
Fuck shit balls, whatever you want.
for sure. But yeah, you definitely, if you get it like the material ahead of time, like shoot, you should know that in and out. Like you should be able to like do other things and still knowing that, in the back of your head. And when that day does come for the show, boom, like let's get it,
Totally. I feel like people underestimate the value of just listening to the music constantly. You know what I mean? Where it's like, obviously sitting down and learning how to play it is one thing, but just internalizing the arrangement, and like what the song sounds like.
Right.
So even if you're not 100% on like what changes are going on, but you at least know where the song's going, so you can adapt like that.
Yeah, a lot of people skip that part because if you don't have that part down, then you just wrote notes for something that is. It's just words on a page, and you don't really know how this song goes at all.
Yeah. And also
so do that first, kids. Just listen to the song 100 times before you start learning a song.
Yeah, no, because like you could also like there's been gigs where I've done where it's like so last minute.
Yeah.
And like you're learning the chord progression and that kind of stuff, and you get that down, right? But then when it comes to showtime, like you haven't internalized the music yet. So even though you might know what the chords are and like what the like basic arrangements, even if you take notes on it, if you don't have the song internalized, like it's a lot harder to kind of adapt, especially if they're doing different arrangements of it or different like takes on it.
So I would definitely say like learn the basis first, like definitely learn your part first, or whether it be drums, guitar, keys, learn your part first, and then like you could implement other stuff, but that would just naturally happen. Like it never works out when you forcefully like, I don't know, like me, of course I could do the chops and the fills and stuff, but like that stuff more so I like when it comes natural, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not more so like I could go crazy if I want to, but it's like the things that I don't think about, they more so come out, you know what I'm saying? Like when I just don't think about them, I'm just flowing,
Totally. Yeah, that was something that I had fun with you playing last week, where it was just like, where there was moments where you really kind of like, because you were listening, you know what I mean? Like you're kind of building on what's happening. Yeah. And then there's times where you're just kind of holding it down. And then as it's building, you'll like just fucking let loose, especially at a jam. There's no real stakes, right? We're all just kind of flexing a little bit.
To be honest.
So it's like you're just fucking going for it. And then like I'm up there in my mind just like hanging on for dear life. But at the same time, it's like really fun because you're pushing, you're getting pushed, and you're challenging your ability to kind of
definitely like,
if the drummer kind of does what the drummer's doing, you got to know where you're at type shit.
I mean, to be honest, like that's what the jam is for. Like, of course you come to the jam, get some drinks, get some food, say hello to the homies, friends, but at the same time, like real musicians come to the jam to get better. Like they come to pick each other's brain. You know what I'm saying? Like
totally.
You wanna learn what this person is thinking about through their music. I don't necessarily have to like talk to certain people to like kind of figure out where they're going. Like sometimes with certain musicians, it's just like, let's sit down and play and let's either catch a vibe, let's jam on something, and then like flow from there. Like, man, you build more chemistry like that as far as being a musician, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's like something. There's been times where I've played with musicians, and it's just like that's all that needed to be done. Like
Yeah.
if we have sometimes say if we have the conversation after the fact, it kind of like ruins the chemistry that we had. You know what I mean?
Facts.
They don't talk about what happened.
Yeah, or just like
Just let it, what happened be happen.
or just like
Forget
sometimes
about
like
it. Just forget about it.
yeah, or like sometimes like our personalities just might not mesh, right? Like,
Yeah.
like sometimes like we don't actually just gel as people, but we play well together.
Man.
So it's like, hey man, we just had this great moment.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need to talk to each other. If this conversation is getting stale, let's just move on and just keep this moment in time that we had together type shit.
Yeah, keep it. I mean, honestly, you know your friends from the people you don't like,
Yeah.
and honestly, you don't have to hold long conversations with them, especially if you're working with people you don't like. Like I've been excuse me, put in situations where I've had to work with certain people that either didn't like me or at the time I didn't like them, even though I've gotten a lot more mature now, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like I look past a lot of stuff, but sometimes when you have to work with somebody you don't like, that also builds your character too.
Yeah.
And honestly, the people that heard the story, it sheds a different light on the situation because you're like handling your business.
Oh my
you
god,
know?
yeah, it's just so
You-
fucking
you-
true.
You're not letting it get in the way. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's always fun like when people know about drama or something, and like they'll kind of like poke a little bit and kind
Yeah.
of like bring up somebody's name around you, or like just kind of see just what your reaction's gonna be.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you just play it like, oh yeah, no, they're a really great musician, really
Yeah.
cool person.
For real.
And then just kind of like knock down like whatever they were trying to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like it's weird shit like that, bro. It's funny.
Yeah. I mean, I know people have their barriers and stuff, I don't know. People just have their ways of how they get to know people, and sometimes you don't have to take people through the crazy stuff to get to know them.
Yeah,
It's
100%,
just, you know,
100%.
Yeah.
So you're also playing with Nikki Dawson too, right?
Here and there. Nikki is actually in California right now.
Oh, okay.
The last project that we were working on was an overseas project. I'm also still waiting to hear back from that. I should get some news soon about that. But yeah, Nikki's in Cali doing her thing right now.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like working on an album?
Yeah. Like she grinding gigs, shows. Like
That's what's up.
yeah. I think she has her own podcast too. I think, and she also has her own clothing line too.
Oh, no shit.
So yeah, if y'all get a chance, follow Nikki Dawson. You know what I'm saying? Nikki
Yeah.
Ninja.
She was on
Instagram.
She was on The Voice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah,
Yeah,
pull that
yeah.
up for sure.
Follow her.
Yeah, I got to listen
Legend.
to a couple of her songs today. And the other person we were just talking about, sorry, I forgot her name.
Jalen.
Jalen, yes, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's great
Awesome
music, man.
singers, man.
Yeah,
awesome singers.
definitely.
Totally.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely support that. Is she coming back to Jacksonville? Do you know? Or she can be staying out there for a while?
Man, from what I know, she's grinding. So, when you really like just on it, you just only time will tell,
Yeah.
I honestly like should man, you just don't know sometimes, when you're really on the move or just trying to get somewhere, especially like when you've been through a lot. So it's like, hey, every day is literally like what that one chance to put you where you need to be,
Yeah. So when you're out there in those places, she's probably in LA, right?
I'm pretty sure she's
Yeah.
in LA.
When
I
you're
gotta
like-
ask, but I'm sure.
When you're in LA or like New York or Nashville, those kind of scenes where it's
Yeah.
like that is just what the industry is.
Yeah.
Like that's the industry, like that's the major industry out there is entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's like literally like every move that you make could actually just lead to that next thing.
Seriously.
Where it's like, even going to the grocery store, you could meet that person. You know what I mean? Whereas here, it's like you can definitely still find that kind of success and those opportunities being in a place like this, I think. But like, it's a different kind of access and grind, like out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
New York,
yeah.
Nashville, places like that. you know?
I haven't been to Nashville yet.
I haven't been there either. I'd like to go though.
Man, what? I heard it's really nice.
Yeah.
Seriously. Seriously.
I've never been either.
Yeah, I do.
I'm from Kentucky. I've never been.
Yeah, I've wanted to go there, but I don't know, man. I really do love LA. I think it's an amazing place, and
I haven't been.
it's there's a kind of you feel that shit in the air. You know what I mean? Like you go there
The
and
smog?
like Yeah. Yeah. Well, you go there. Like my older sister lives in West Hollywood, and so you're just like walking around and you just feel. The competition, I guess you could say, like you feel that in the air.
It's the land of opportunity.
That's what it is. That's more what it is. You kind of just feel, you're feeling like everybody out there buzzing from their pursuit, you know, and I love that kind of stuff.
For real though. That's actually like the type of energy that a lot of people try to bring back to Jax and could. Don't sleep on it, people.
100%.
Bring it back to Jax.
Bring it back to Jax.
Can I ask a weird question about LA?
Yeah.
Are there mega churches out there?
I would imagine.
I'm asking for real.
Yeah.
Are there?
Oh, yeah.
Because I figured it's a very, very liberal town, right? So like religions be like, there's not a lot of big churches out there.
some
But I
mega
could be
churches.
wrong.
There's a lot of suburbs though too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I was just wondering if there's like is that where like the hub of like Christian music's at too?
No, probably not the hub of Christian music, but
If they got a Hillsong, they're doing all right.
What? For real. Shoot. Oasis and Fearless.
Yeah,
I mean, to
Oasis
be
too.
honest, those are the 3 names I would be like, okay.
you have to understand like that LA is the hub. Yeah, it's a liberal town, but LA is the hub of the entertainment industry.
Sure.
There is
It's
no
everything.
Yeah, there's everything.
And I get that, but
Yeah.
that's what I was
They
wondering.
services probably look like wrestling matches.
Probably so.
For real though. Like,
You ever been in one of
yeah.
those mega church services before?
Just on
what?
television, I've seen them.
You
That's
gotta,
it.
you gotta pay. You gotta pay to sit up close, man.
Really?
Go to see Joel Osteen. Yeah.
That's
look up
fucking
what
wild.
front row tickets are to go see Joel.
You gotta buy tickets to go see Joel Osteen?
Yeah, it's like God, what was it called? Like, it's pretty bad.
Say the truth
Holy
about Joel
shit.
Osteen. The kid sells tickets.
So listen, man. So wait, is that his theme park or something? Because that's not the church.
In LA, that's fucking.
That's the church in LA.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Dude, that's different.
I just didn't. I'm sorry. I just was
That's
thinking
different.
about it for a second, like, cause like you're talking about like gospels and stuff, and I was just like, wait, in L.A. is that how it goes out there too?
Everything is out there.
That makes
bro.
sense
It's
though.
Insane. Yeah, when my friend moved out there, he was telling me, he was like, bro, they're like just on the music side of it, like forget like the acting and the comedy, like all the other stuff. He was like, just on the music side, it's like there's so much. Like just think about like everything that you can think about music and the industry that exists, like from movies and scoring and all that shit to like live performance. And then you still haven't even scratched the surface to the level that's happening on the music industry here. It's everything that you can possibly think of.
Dude, it's so much to do like in the music industry, you know? Like, I mean, I can't necessarily go in depth about it because I'm sure there are other people that could say so much more, but just from what I know, like it's so many different things that you could do with it, you know? I don't know why a lot of people, for example, Jacksonville musicians, again, no shade thrown, but we tend to watch each other and nitpick from each other's shows, you know, instead of actually like gaining the inspiration of, okay, I like their style. I like how they did this. I like this song. I'm gonna probably take that song, but at the same time, overall, great show, you know?
Yeah.
Like people don't think like that first, you know, instead of, you know, just, I'm gonna take that set list.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some of that. I think that's kind of every town where it's a heavy cover band kind of influence, you know. But I think that more what I see here is that there's a lot of like contentness with just the kind of like the hamster wheel grind that is like the bar band thing, and that's like if people are happy with that, that's totally okay. But there's
it's definitely fine.
yeah,
It's definitely
but
fine.
there's this like next level to get to that of
there's
an
always
industry that exists like in other bigger cities that I would like to see thrive in a place like this because there's a lot of talent here.
It is.
And it's still affordable to live here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like which there's like this untapped oil field here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Versus like places like L.A., New York, and Nashville that are so saturated.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we can have a similar kind of ecosystem here with the in regards to entertainment. But a lot of people are like don't think bigger like that. You know, it's a lot of like getting stuck in the same shit.
Yeah, you know, I think people mess up for one comparing, you know, and also,
Which is why I just did comparing.
you know, no, for real, it's kind of something it's not. I mean, it's cool to do that sometimes, but
It's a
not all the
Duval
time,
way, yeah,
you know,
100%.
But at the same time, like we all are different in our own way, and honestly, some of us don't feel like we made it until we gotten out, you know. And honestly, we pretty much made it before we gotten out. It's just like if you're grinding, just like you guys book shows and you're a working musician, you made it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just you got to tell yourself, all right, I'm finna go to Nashville now.
Yeah,
all right, I'm
totally.
finna go to, I'm finna go somewhere else now.
Yeah.
You know, so you just have to expand your horizon, man. Like that when you think that you got everything covered, you literally don't, because you will go somewhere and be like, well, dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah, right.
You know, like I it's a lot of situations that I've been in, and I was like, well, sheesh. Like
that's just that thing about like
I had to step
expanding.
up.
Yeah, totally. That's it. That's like the thing about expanding beyond your comfort zone type shit. You know, where it's like you get comfortable doing this one thing, then okay, boom, time to move on now. Move on to the next thing that you're not comfortable doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're also working on some of your own music now too, right?
Yes.
So do you have anything available anywhere right now? Or
Yes. My single is out on all platforms, titled "Perfect Timing." Artist name unknown TJ. My Instagram is Terrell Johnson, but artist name unknown TJ. Yeah, all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, all platforms.
maybe we'll try and play like a little excerpt of it like in this part of the podcast.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Tech crew. Chris is on. Chris is really good about that kind of stuff. There it is.
Ooh, that's me.
No, that's Bill. What was the inspiration behind this?
Man, so I got a lot of projects that I am working on, but this was something that I was working on like 4 years ago, and it started off as a regular like New York R&B type beat, you know what I'm saying? But then it turned into like a instrumental, and I got my shout out to Edward Robinson and Robert Mitchell. Robert Mitchell played keys, and my homie Ed played bass on it. Man,
Jacksonville guys?
yeah, Jacksonville
Hell
guys.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Hell yeah.
definitely. But yeah, man, the inspiration just came from watching guys like Chris Dave, Robert Glasper, you know, cats that are just open minded, man. It's a lot of musicians that I could name, and I just rather not go through the thought chamber of names.
Yeah.
But really, like just listening to a lot of guys and girls too, but just listening and just honestly opening my mind and understanding that there's like just a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of different sounds, a lot of different ways we could go about this music thing. So yeah, that's that. I feel like the inspiration came from just other musicians, really, you know what I'm saying, and not just outside of Jacksonville, but people in Jacksonville. Just seeing a lot of them grind and honestly do so much of the same thing to where it's like they're kind of afraid to do something different, you know. So it's just like I want to be able to. Sorry if I'm talking too much.
Nope, bro. This is what it's all about.
I got you.
This is your platform.
For sure. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to create a lane for Jacksonville musicians, Florida musicians, you know what I'm saying, down south musicians, not just people of my color, of course people of my color, but you guys too, everybody that is a musician that loves music, you know what I'm saying? We all have a drive, we all have a dream, we all want to be on certain platforms, we all want to do certain things and meet certain people. So why not, you know what I'm saying, be one of those gatekeepers that could be like, hey, I see you working hard, here's this. You know what I'm saying?
100%, man.
Like, so yeah.
That's part of what we're trying to do here with the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I say.
and
That's
stuff.
yeah, exactly what we're trying to do, and what
Good
he's
stuff.
been, you know.
Please stay that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's, I mean, yeah, I really feel like, you know, that this is, you know, a really important part of helping to bring light to a scene. You know, the music, obviously, I mean, you know, I love playing music. I love, especially being in the studio and that kind of shit, you know, and like creating and all that. But I think that, you know, a lot of the bigger cities, you know, what they do have now, kind of, that a lot of the kind of more up and coming cities don't have so much of is the podcast scene.
Yeah.
And bringing, you know, a lot of local artists that are writing music and trying to do the thing on to like, you know, promote what's happening on the ground in these places will help bring some of that industry here. You know, it's like, we'll bring some of that money here to invest into artists and like do the thing, you know. So,
man, I appreciate you guys.
we appreciate what you're doing, man. That's why you're here. You know?
Seriously.
What about the boys in the back over
Man,
there?
shout out to the boys in the back.
Hey.
Hey,
Seriously.
sorry, we were asleep.
Okay.
Nah, it's okay.
Or are we boring you?
Y'all are awesome.
Just Billy.
Just
We're like literally giving you like a award ceremony.
This is just
sort of thanks over there,
this
and
is
you're
the
just
fir-
like,
hold on. This is episode what? We've been on for. This is about 20 episodes now.
oh, it must be
That's
rough.
what's up.
Oh well, I think this is the first props we've got.
Excuse
Shouts
me?
out. Shouts out.
It's
That's not true.
It's probably the 20th episode with them.
He
on board.
won't.
We've been doing this
He
for,
won't
like,
give you
Really?
We've been doing
props.
this for like 2
I
years
give you
now.
props all day.
Yeah.
He gave me props 5 minutes ago
hey.
and said I was really good about that shit.
About what?
About that shit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We're over here having. Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome though, man. Like, seriously.
I think this is our like
awesome.
either 80th or 81st episode.
Yeah, we gotta start playing that 100th episode. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome, man.
I know this
Now-
is off topic. I'm sorry.
What's up?
Did y'all see Doctor Strange?
No, I didn't see
I'm not a
Doctor
big-
Strange.
I'm not a big DC
Oh,
guy.
I
But-
definitely saw Doctor Strange. I actually rewatched
Yeah.
it the other day.
Hey
No.
man. that
Wait,
was
wait,
good.
wait. The original Doctor Strange, like the new one that just came
The
out.
new one.
No, I
He
haven't seen that
talking
yet.
about the original.
I just watched
Awesome.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Have you seen that yet?
That's a good
No,
movie.
not
It's
yet.
so good, right?
Well, I watched clips of it. My friend,
But it's
had
a
at my
it's a
house sometime.
multiverse movie too.
Okay.
So I think they
Check
ripped
it out.
off of somebody ripped off as one of them. I don't know, but I haven't seen it yet. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Heck yeah.
All right.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really
Graphics was there. Graphics.
Yeah, in all seriousness, I'm not big on the superhero stuff.
Yeah.
It was one of my unpopular opinions a while back. That the Marvel movies are just terrible.
That was mine.
Really?
Actually.
Yeah,
Well, hey, to each his own.
yeah.
I just don't know why they why you can't why do they punch each other all the time?
Yeah,
I just don't understand it. And nothing they don't really get hurt,
yeah. It was
but they still punch each other.
I mean,
Yeah,
superpowers.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just
Crazy thing.
it's still just punching though. At the end of the day.
Not
Yeah.
even a lump. Just-
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet. What's that got to do with what we were talking about? Nothing at all.
Yeah, he, said
No,
it's
nothing at all.
he
All right.
gave the disclaimer that it was gonna be off.
No, I'm just
topic.
wondering. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wow, Terrell.
What did you want to talk about? About the movie?
Oh, I just want to know, did you guys see it?
No, we have not.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for going off topic.
Don't worry about it. Keep on going.
Billy got very offended by that.
Nah, he
Didn't
did.
get
It's
offended.
okay. Nah, I feel it. It's okay.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to connect everything and be like, well, we haven't seen it, but what do you want to talk about it?
No, that's
Nah,
how
it's
Billy's
okay. I'll
ADD
just,
brain operates.
ADHD.
It's
ADHD.
okay.
There has to be like a point A to point D connector, and sometimes there just isn't. And,
I haven't
and
stopped
the world
moving.
can
I'll
exist
just,
in that way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Bill?
Let's tie it to music. Was the soundtrack dope?
I just speak when spoken to.
No,
The
fuck outta here,
soundtrack was
bro.
dope. Oh no, that's what.
There's
Shout
a
out to
music
Michael,
fight?
what
Like
is that?
Baby Driver?
Giacorino.
Speaking
He
of
composed it all.
good
Oh,
music,
nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
what's his
Speaking
name?
of something, they can Google it.
Oh, I had a couple things to say. You ever see Baby Driver?
No.
That movie is amazing.
Really?
Because the whole movie is set to music and like good music. It's not like a musical or whatever, and it's all car chases and stuff. So cool.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Is it an old movie?
No, it's before Kevin Spacey got canceled.
2017.
2017. Oh, yeah, that was like right on the cusp.
Yeah,
Bad year for Kevin Spacey.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And in a movie,
maybe don't diddle 15-year-old boys.
And
Anyways.
in the movie, it is a 15-year-old boy named Baby.
Oh, bad taste.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyways, let's move on to the bottom of the billboard.
Too on the nose.
All right. So before we move on, though, make sure you guys check out Terrell's new single, "Perfect Timing." Does it have perfect time?
I believe so.
Did you play? Yes,
believe
I
so.
like it. You're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I played with perfect timing
I
on
mean,
that one.
if I didn't, just let me know.
Now, I'm curious. Did you record it all like live, or did you do all the tracks separately?
So the beginning of the track, I did myself. The second half of the track, I had live instruments. Shouts out to Edward Robinson. Also, he let me use his dead church. Shouts out to Southside Church of God in Christ. But yeah, I recorded all the live instruments there, and yeah, that's how I did that project. So
And you kept perfect timing and all that.
I tried.
God damn.
I tried, man.
Good for you, man. I need a fucking click track in my ear like a motherfucker to do that. You guys record to a click?
I did, yeah.
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 All right, so bottom of the billboard.
Yeah.
Bill, you want to give us some background on your song this week?
Yeah. Fly like me. No, hang on.
Nope. Fly As Me by
Fly
Silk
as
Sonic.
me. I was gonna say fly as me, but I was like, that doesn't sound like a right thing to say. But fly as me by Silk Sonic. Everybody's aware of Silk Sonic and the entire album that came out with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. I've been listening to Anderson .Paak like nonstop for the past couple of months, like his older stuff, and I've only listened to like the bangers that were on the Silk Sonic record. And then this one came on randomly on the radio for Spotify, Anderson .Paak, and I love this song.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's my favorite song off of there without a doubt. It sounds like maybe like Shaft or something like that. And I just like I make more of this if you're listening, Mr. .Paak.
Yeah.
Please just do this because I love it, every single part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the fact that first off, it sounds way different than everything else that they've been putting out on that,
I know,
which is really cool to me. Because like part of my beef with Silk Sonic is that obviously it's amazing, but it just gets so repetitive.
Yeah, I feel like it was the like, all right, Bruno Mars was like, all right, you can have one.
Yeah.
Because what does Bruno Mars do in that song?
He just kind of like ad libs.
Yeah, just like a little bit.
But it's
every
cool.
now and then.
It's cool too because like
He does like a weird like Uptown Funk sort of rap in the middle of it that it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then it's
Good
just like,
skating music.
yeah. Just skating. Yeah, that's what you just said
Skate
about it
music,
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good skating music.
I like how it's it's super retro. It's I like how it's also, it sounds like it should have been recorded to tape, which it might have been, but that's what it sounds like. That's what the production quality they were going for.
yeah, it sounds like the 70s.
Yeah.
The
which
whole
is-
thing sounds like the 70s.
Yeah. But
Great song though.
there's a lot of like even with the way the horns are kind of tucked in a little bit, they're not like front and center like you would find in like Tower of Power or something.
Yeah.
They're kind of like these really cool lines, but just kind of tucked in the back. It all sits so nicely as far as production goes. Obviously, it's very catchy. The groove is like dope as fuck. It's like kind of got this like died kind of quarter like pulse to it. You know what I mean? It's just got it's obviously very catchy, and the riffs are like very simple, the guitar riffs and stuff, but it's all very well arranged. The lyrics are funny, very like typical with Anderson .Paak, like kind of tongue in cheeky.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can tell from like all the other like Smoking Out the Window and Leave the Door Open, right?
Yeah, and also Skate.
And Skate. All those, I feel like all of those tracks, they must have had like 20 producers because of how the reaction was when they just did Leave the Door Open.
Yeah.
And I just know that's what it was. It's like, all right, Anderson .Paak, you can have this one. And he just did like
He just did what he wanted with it.
it was so good.
Yeah, it's definitely got more of a 70s funk soul kind of feel rather than
Maybe
like
I'm
that.
wrong. Who knows?
No, but rather than like
Nah,
that.
that's a good way to put it though.
Yeah,
seriously.
rather than more the R&B influence, which like I'm much more partial to like the funk thing than
Yeah,
the
of
R&B
course.
thing. What did you think about Terrell?
Cool song, honestly. I mean, it's a great song. I don't have nothing bad to say about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I definitely listen to it, like sitting on the beach or driving on, looking at the sunset or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I first heard that song at like 9 in the morning.
Oh,
And
nice.
I was sitting outside.
That's what get you pumped for the
and I was
day.
just like, yes, this. I felt good the rest of the day.
I mean, I don't know about this,
Yeah,
but
this.
but it was cool. It was cool.
Didn't hit you that way?
I mean, when I first heard it, yes, awesome song. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. Like it definitely reminded me of like the type of music that my grandma used to listen to, and
Yeah.
and it, yeah, it hits home, but good stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely good stuff.
Yeah. I dig that kind of stuff. I like the simple funk stuff, you
Yeah.
know. And they kind of, what I like about their interpretation of it is that it's much more based in the traditional funk that you hear from that era, rather than like what bands like Lettuce are doing, or like basically like Les, which I like that too, but that's much more like, I don't know, it's a little bit more in depth and kind of like, I don't know, one vamp chord, jammy oriented, where this is more of a funk arrangement of a tune.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I know that Lettuce got their song to play for the opening for when the Knicks come in Madison Square Garden, but like almost every single one of their songs sounds like it's supposed to be for a sports team.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say that
Yeah, it
nicely.
sounds like the ESPN like
But
intro
that's
or
what
something.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
But then I saw him at Halloween last year, and it was the best set I've ever seen. Like for a jam band, they're incredible musicians, all of them. Of
I just
course.
saw them at Fool's Paradise and they fucking crushed it.
Yeah, and they did like crazy jammy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And started getting weird and everything.
Yeah, totally. And then they had
More of that.
What's his name? What's the guitar player? He's kind of like blowing up right now.
Gotcha.
Sharky.
Oh.
No,
Yeah. Yeah, that's who it was.
Isaiah Sharkey.
Isaiah Sharkey,
playing
yeah.
with lettuce.
He sat in with them at Fool's Paradise because he was
Shit.
playing on the patio stage.
He's crazy.
He's great, man.
Schmeens.
Shmeez, yeah, but he's been playing with them
Yeah,
for
well,
a while.
he's okay.
But Isaiah Sharkey sat in with them and was like, crushing it, obviously. But yeah, way more entertaining than I found his band that day, I will say.
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't have to talk about that. Come
following
on.
following that up after an Humphreys set, that's a tough set to follow.
Wait, Letters played after Humphreys?
No. Isaiah Sharkey played right after Humphreys.
Wait.
And
What?
then Lettuce played on the main stage after that.
Oh.
The amphitheater.
They must have pulled straws.
Anyways, yeah, this song makes it on to the playlist.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought, you know what? No more controversial stuff.
Why? I love the controversial stuff.
Nah.
No, Billy got tired of the angry YouTube comments.
Nah.
Started getting to him after a while.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I'm being,
they were coming for you.
Oh man, you should
I
have seen.
don't care. That like hypes me up. I'm like, yes, give me more hate, throw more shade.
I'm
about it.
You go. We have one.
But he doesn't like it. He gets a little nervous.
I mean, I don't care.
He gets a little nervous.
I don't like seeing people shit on you on YouTube. It makes
Why
me
not?
because I like to shit on you.
Oh.
I don't like it when other
You're
people shit on you. You know what I
jealous.
mean? Like, yeah, that's my thing. You know what I mean? And some close friends. We can read some of these.
Whoa,
That's
do we have more
crazy.
comments on the Dave Matthews one that we
I
did?
mean, I've read all of them already,
yeah.
but yeah. There was one, yeah.
Are people agreeing with me? That's what that guy says.
No,
There's
but-
some on here, yeah.
Hubba Bubba up there. Is that what his name is? I can't read it. Man. It's-
Hubbabushka. He loves Dave Matthews,
Somebody said
but he
it was
agrees
too
this
busy.
isn't one of their greatest hits. It usually is a skip.
yeah, that's what we were doing for a while. Is Dave Matthews Tool?
We did a Tool one too. People
Creep by
unleashed
Radiohead.
on Billy on the Tool one. That was a good one too.
But like,
Yeah.
they had nothing. They were like, I was wearing a tie-dye shirt, and they were making fun of my rainbow shirt.
Yeah.
Like, you got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, where was someone called you a Justin Bieber fan? I wonder where that one went.
I don't know.
It's hilarious. Also, like that's not really an insult. Like,
Yeah, I about to say Justin's wrong, man.
Wow. And then, but yeah, and then people were. That must have been you on the comments. You're like defending me.
yeah. Sorry. for
Defending
dis-
my honor.
Yeah, sorry for
Because
defending my
only
honor.
you
That's
are allowed to
cute.
make fun of me.
Well,
and
just
nobody
He
else.
cares.
And us and
He
the tech
cares.
team.
You
Yeah.
can try.
I mean, we've been nailing it.
yeah. It was a good. It was a good one though. It was a good one.
All right, so it makes it on the podcast.
Makes it on the podcast. Yeah. It makes it on. Oh, so
Well, it's on the
Or,
podcast.
I'm sorry,
We're
on
talking
the
about it on the podcast.
on the
on
playlist.
the
I'm
playlist.
sorry.
Yeah. It makes it on the playlist.
I was close.
On Spotify. Follow our playlist on Spotify, bottom of the Billboard playlist, and also follow our playlist on Spotify where it features all the guests that we've had on the show. So your single will be on there too.
I appreciate it, bros.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get into some more like general questions about your career and the things that you've done and currently are doing. So, or just really more your perspective on things. As far as like being a musician goes, obviously like there's the talent aspect. Like you have to be good, right, to like stay busy. But what do you think like separates the really talented musicians out there that aren't working from the ones that are working?
Well, to the like really talented musicians that aren't working, don't stop. You know, definitely keep practicing. Also, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to do videos. But yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, people just got to put themselves out there. You know, like literally, I'm talking about there are people that are more skilled than me, less skilled than me, that are working. They are very successful in the music industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even though with some gigs, less is more. With some gigs, more is less, and you know how they feel about their music.
Yeah, you gotta
you know?
gauge that on a gig by gig basis.
You know,
yeah.
so it's really just putting yourself out there. You know, you like we were talking earlier about you being your biggest fan. You know, and believing in yourself more than others. You know, that's just what it has. It's cliche, but that's just what it is. Nobody is going to put it in your hands. You know, like
Totally.
seriously.
Well, that's what we had Josue Cruz and Angel Garcia on from LPT a while back, and we were kind of talking about the same thing with them, where it's like you kind of do have to believe your own hype if you want people to believe the hype.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that what you're doing is like, people coming to your show to support your band or whatever it is that you're doing, like first off, it costs them money.
Yeah.
Second off, more than anything else, it costs them time.
Yeah.
Like they're there spending their limited resource of time
Right.
to like take in something that you've produced, right? You have to be like kind of so confident in what it is that you're producing that you feel like it's worth people spending their limited time on this earth consuming it.
Right.
Right. If you don't believe that, nobody's gonna buy your shit or be on top of it or like buy the hype. You know what I mean?
Nobody's.
So I mean, like, not to be like arrogant or confident, but you have to know that what you're doing is at least worth people listening to.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with being confident in yourself. Like
Yeah.
literally to the point of you saying, "I'm the best," even though I wouldn't necessarily say it. I mean, you would probably have to catch me on a really, really, really good day,
Yeah.
to say something like that. But like literally, that's just what you got to tell yourself behind closed doors, man. Like, I am the best. I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, because you're the best at being you, right? And that's the
Exactly,
thing. It's
exactly.
like I don't think there's a person on the planet that would argue that making comparisons in this thing is not a great thing to do, right? But at the end of the day, like saying that you're the best doesn't necessarily mean that you're saying that you're better than anyone else. It just means that you're the best at doing what you do.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. You definitely got award shows and billboards
Yeah,
and
and
stuff
it's all great to get those accolades, but it's bullshit.
Exactly.
You know?
So at the same time, it's just like if you don't ever get nominated for anything, at least to yourself, you know that you're number one.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
you know that you're gonna give 100% every time. You know, you're just gonna bring something different to the table every time. Like, you just know that.
Yeah.
And you got to carry that. Like, a lot of people they follow the hype, but it's not really them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are gonna be the hype, be it. Like, actually live it. Actually, the hype is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I am the trend. Even though I don't necessarily like following trends and different stuff like that, but at the same time, it's what's keeping certain things afloat. So you're gonna have to adjust some way, somehow, you know, and honestly become the trend. You know, it's not good to nitpick, but at the same time, nitpick
For yourself, it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nitpick and take certain things, but don't be selfish. Always give thanks. Always show appreciation, people. Please. You know, so like definitely whoever gives you inspiration to do anything, like, please tell them thank you.
Yeah, and like
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Chris.
And also,
Thank you.
like something else that I think is really important. Something else I think is really important is, like realizing the importance of like people that support what you do. So like beyond musicians, but like people that support music, that just like they're a fan of your music.
Yeah.
Like when they come up to you and say, you did an amazing job, like you're awesome, even if you feel like you had the worst night ever, you got to just say thank you to that.
You know,
like
seriously.
accept that, because that is an inspiration too to keep going. Number
Facts.
one. And number two, if you don't accept it, you look like a dick because you just like downplayed what like their standard for what they think is good as music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You know,
go ahead.
no. If you was gonna talk, go ahead and talk.
I was
about
just
it.
gonna say that's what we were talking about from earlier when we played at Monkeys on Friday.
Yeah.
And without a doubt, like garbage. But people kept on saying like, how good it was and everything like that. And an amateur would be like, it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah.
And it was just a cover gig anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like a real show, but
Easy
you know,
money.
But to them, like, you know, it is, and they're giving you a compliment, and we were just like, oh, thanks, man. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
that's what you gotta
It's
do.
like, yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, sometimes your worst is the best to people. You know, like
I feel
it-
bad for them. then.
It does. No, seriously, it doesn't make sense. But just sometimes because me playing, like, I've had shows where I felt like I was not there, but people came up to me and were like, dude, that was insane. Like, that was crazy. And I'm like, I know, to me, it wasn't crazy. I mean, but, you know, you're your biggest critic, you know, so.
And like you said, you just gotta, you know, be humble and say thank you.
Yeah, seriously.
And don't make
Thank
it
you.
about you at that
Exactly.
point. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you for sure.
There's also that thing about like when you feel like you're going for something and it's not working out,
Yeah.
right? It's like people see that failure and not that they don't acknowledge the failure, but they appreciate that you were going for something.
And they're like, thank God that's not me.
Yeah, no. I think musicians definitely get that in their head, right? Like other musicians watching will see that and they'll be like, "Thank God that's not you're going
Like,
for it. You're
oh,
failing."
shit.
I mean, you definitely have certain musicians that, I mean, they may know the show, may not, but most of the time, a lot of musicians they want to see you mess up, but at the same
They do.
time, it's like, well, shit, if I do mess up, I don't care. Like, it's the gig is over. I have the next gig to, do what I need to do.
Yeah, I had like a solo acoustic gig yesterday, and
It was killing.
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
I got videos and everything.
Oh
It was
boy,
killing.
fuck my life.
When was
Oh
it?
my God.
It was yesterday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, ABBQ.
So you're snapping out of it?
Well, yeah.
All it took was 18 hours and he's out.
Yeah,
Shit, dude, I'm playing like crap too.
Yeah, no, I had but there was a musician before Chris and my girlfriend got there to support. There was a musician that showed up that I respect a lot. Right,
Yeah.
they just kind of showed up on a whim, and were there with their family and stuff. And they couldn't have picked like a worse gig to come see me at, because like first off, forgot that I had the gig, right? So I just like shoveled shit in my face for brunch, thinking I'm gonna go home and like pass out and like hang out with my girlfriend for the day. And I got home, look at my calendar, I'm like, fuck, I gotta be ABBQ right now. So I just like am in the worst mode to like go play a gig. And then so anyways, they show up and like, we're very kind at the end of it. You sound great, man. It sounds great. Yeah. But like just in my mind, obviously you say thank you and do the whole thing. But in my mind, it's like there's no worse feeling than somebody showing up that you respect and just watching you play a shit gig.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
It's because it's like,
I mean, they don't know it, I mean, some could think that that's happening, but they don't necessarily know it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it suck, though.
Yeah.
It's like they don't know that you're having a bad gig. They just think that's how you play.
Gotcha,
And that's the
gotcha.
worst part. You're just like, I swear I'm better than this on a regular day. Or if I'm playing with a band or something, it's a lot more entertaining. But,
Yeah.
whatever. It is what it is. But, like, those are the trying scenarios, I think,
I
Learning
wanted.
lessons.
I
The
wanted.
food was delicious, though.
Oh yeah.
The food is very good at ABBQ, I will say. Go support, for sure.
I want to know if that's what people think when we're playing on stage together. Because what we do is whoever messes up, like all we do is just like smile real big,
Yeah.
exactly when it happens,
Yeah.
instead of laughing or like getting mad or anything like
no,
that.
definitely smart.
Because we're just like making fun of each other. Really, I'm like, oh, nice one,
Nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nailed it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if anybody looks at that and like, oh man, they're just having a great time.
Totally. That's
Yeah.
why you do it. That's
No,
why you do it.
Definitely.
That shit's hilarious to me. I actually am genuinely laughing.
Yeah. I know
And
that's
so are you.
yeah, that does make it fun though for
Yeah,
us
of course,
too.
yeah.
It's like takes some of the pressure off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am curious, when you get a call for a gig, right? Let's say someone hits you up, whatever, you got a gig in Chicago or something, right? All the details have been locked in, prices, all that shit. What's the first thing you go and do at that point?
Not gonna lie. Pack my bags.
Pack your bags. The gig's not for a month.
Oh, well, still probably pack
Pack
my
your
bags.
bags.
Get ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be excited. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But definitely learning the music.
Yeah.
Learning everything that I need to learn. Yeah, just learning my part first, and definitely figuring out. Did you say the gig was what all was covered?
Everything's covered at this point. Like we all know, we know that everything's good to go.
Okay, well, to be honest, man, all I need to do is learn the music and be ready when the flight is about to take off.
Right. Now, let's say an artist doesn't, like, you've agreed to do the gig, right? Like you've agreed to the pay, you've agreed that they're going to cover costs, whatever it might be,
Okay.
to travel. Now, let's say that they haven't gotten you any information yet. You haven't got a set list yet.
Okay.
You haven't gotten set times yet.
Okay.
You don't know where your hotel's at.
Okay.
You don't know what time your flight's at. And we're coming up on like a week of that we're out for the gig's about to happen in a week, right?
What-
Do you chase them down, or do you just let them be like, you know what? If you don't care, I don't care.
I'm gonna be honest. If they don't care to tell me like a month or two ahead of time, I'm
don't
not.
care?
Yeah, why? Honestly, if I don't know when my flight is going to take off, why am I?
So let's say the flight's been. Let's say you do know about the flight information. Let's say just take into account just the music part of it.
Okay.
Right, because that's the part that I think is most interesting. Do you chase them down for the set list, or do you just say, you know what, if they don't care about the set list, I don't care about the set list?
Well, to be honest, I'm gonna definitely chase them down about the set list, especially like when I'm about to get on the flight.
Yeah.
And when I get there. So yeah, definitely.
You'll chase them down.
Yeah,
You're one of those
yeah,
people. That's good.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bill?
In any other world, it's definitely the employer's responsibility because you're putting yourself out there and there's no other field where people are gonna see you fuck up or look bad on stage. Yeah, you put like as much effort as you can to do that, or just don't play the gig.
You're right.
But for example, at my job now, they don't have enough people to train me, and it's been like a month, and I'm just chilling. Like,
Yeah, you don't care. There's no stakes.
why
there.
would I?
Yeah.
That's just I'll take the paycheck every 2 weeks and do nothing. But for a career in music,
Yeah.
you'd be like, okay, I need this, I need this, I need this, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in that boat too. Like, it also depends on the gig. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say that. Definitely depends on the gig.
Yeah. If we're talking like a bar gig where there's not like huge stakes,
I can't.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't really
I
care.
can't. Like, there's no gig too small that I can't do that. I'd like dead on.
It just, you know,
I feel that.
Seriously.
I feel that.
yeah. I mean,
Because I want to be the best I can be, right?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
yeah, no, 100%,
seriously.
100%.
You know, you don't want to sell yourself short. You know,
Exactly.
Like definitely take good opportunities that's gonna elevate you. You know.
There's also a thing though where like if you're playing like a bar gig or something, chances are you played the majority of that set list before, right? So it's like, I'm not gonna hunt you down,
Facts.
you know. And like if you're not sending me a list, it's because there's a list of like standard pop tunes that we've all played enough times where we're like you'll hopefully call from that list.
Yeah.
And if you don't, at that point it is for sure not on me. You know what I mean? Like Chris, how many of those gigs have you gotten where they send you a set list and then they don't call one tune from the list?
Oh,
You
man.
want their names and home addresses? Or
Oh my god.
Is that not the most frustrating thing ever?
Oh yeah, it's the worst. Because especially if you're, I guess, like us, where you're like, oh, I gotta learn everything, every detail, and then you get to the gig and you never played with them before, and then they're like, yeah, like even if they play that's a good example is when I was learning all your cover stuff, and you wanted me to learn some weird ones because all you do is play B-sides that no one's ever heard before, which is
Yeah, Last Dance and Mary Jane's real B-side.
no,
deep cut from Tom Petty right there.
no, not
Stitched Up.
not Boss Skaggs. Is it what's the name
Loan
of
Me
the
a Dime.
Loan Me a
Yeah,
Dime.
Boss Gags.
That is a 9-minute song.
Yeah.
I've mapped out everything to
Yeah.
that, and then we play it, and it's all you do is just do the chord progression.
Yeah, we don't do the
The like
we don't do
pickup
the
the
whole-
pickup part with all the horns and everything like that. I learned everything.
well, we don't have a horn section.
You play drums?
No, I play keys.
That's just how he plays
Uh-huh.
keyboards, closed fist. On the,
it's percussion. No, I'm just saying when it picks up. Sorry.
Yeah,
okay. I
The
get you.
international sign for picking up.
Yeah.
Nice.
I picked up some drugs. I don't know. What
Oh,
We had
I'm out.
But yeah, like I said, when I got there, I'm like, it is a little bit maddening, but at the same time, like, why would you complain about that? It's like it's super.
But that's one
low
thing.
stakes and low stress. Like, oh, okay, all I gotta do is play this chord progression. That's fine then.
cutting out the section of a song is different than saying,
Oh, then
hey,
actually
this
never
song,
playing it. Yeah,
this song isn't even on the list.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
And then like, especially if you're calling like an old jazz standard or something, and you're just
Yeah.
like, bro, I don't come from this world. I need I can play it, but I need time to learn it. You know what I mean? Like, just give me like a week to to do. But don't just call this tune that like changes keys every fucking 8 measures. We're like literally. And I'm a guitar player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different for not that it's easier for drums, but like you guys can like listen and follow. You know what I mean? And not ruin a song. Like totally. If you're a halfway decent drummer.
Yeah, no. for
If you're a
real,
guitar
for real.
player and you don't know what the key centers are and it's changing like that,
Yeah.
like you're butchering the song, period.
It is.
You know?
It's very interesting, like how many years, if not decades, it takes to be like a professional musician. You would think that everybody would have organizational or even like just spatial awareness skills,
Spatial awareness.
and they just
I like that word.
the majority just don't.
Drummers, hint.
It's not-
Motherfuckers setting
not-
up with all your shit all over the place.
And I'm not even talking about like physical spatial awareness. Just like, hey, maybe they might need the fucking chords to the song. Like, oh, we didn't tell you.
Definitely talking about like if a drummer is soloing or something.
No. I'm saying like before the gig.
Definitely,
Even
that would be lovely.
well, yeah,
That
exactly.
would-
No,
that
yeah,
would be lovely.
exactly. Like where in the song you're supposed to do this and everything like
Yeah.
that. They're like, oh no,
Man,
why
no.
would we need that?
No. See, one thing I hate is like open space. Like, especially open space when you put somebody in it and it's like, you got to take it. You know, like
Yeah.
you got to solo, you got to do whatever. It's like, no, like, give me some chords. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
but, you
yeah,
know,
totally.
Like, it's like a flow thing, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, the musicians like to
weird.
do that with bass players and drummers. When you give them a solo, they just want to drop out totally.
Shoot,
Oh,
keyboard
no.
players too. Like,
Yeah,
mean?
well,
Oh, when keyboardists take a solo.
Yes,
they're
Yeah, everybody just gets real quiet for some reason.
well because
that's
there's
trash.
huh?
I say if everybody gets quiet, that's trash.
Well,
if
I
you take
agree.
a solo.
I disagree. So
Well, if
here-
the keyboard player takes a solo,
here's the thing, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think just from the supporting role perspective on this thing,
Yeah.
like you want to drop it down and then build it to
oh
something.
no, of course,
You know what I
Of
mean?
course,
So
of
that means the
course.
dynamic comes down.
Yes.
Then you build it, but like just to start at 100, it has nowhere to go.
Nah.
So what are you thinking, Bill?
I'm thinking like a lot of songs that I'll take keyboard solos and it'll be like in between it, like the chorus will just keep going, you know what I mean? And sometimes it will be better if it like goes down almost to nothing.
Yeah.
But how many times has you've heard a guitar solo happening when that same situation
I'd
happens?
much prefer it to happen that way.
No, I'm just saying though, like in music, it's the music doesn't just drop down to nothing; it just keeps going, and it's support.
I know.
and
I
everything.
hate that though. I hate that.
Yeah, dynamics, man. Come on.
I was
No.
I was just about to say who the musicians who were the musicians you guys were playing with.
Him.
Well, we play in a band together,
This
so
asshole.
it's about,
dang.
yeah.
But
Oh, we're brutal with each other. Yeah,
That's what I'm
Nah,
trying
but that's
to.
good stuff though. That's
That's
chemistry.
what I'm trying to say though is the whole spatial awareness, not spatial awareness in actual music, but just spatial awareness that, hi, you're a person and I'm
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Like-
So you're saying that you just want like balls to the wall when you're soloing?
No.
I mean, we
Didn't say that.
I mean, we all have to express, you know, and I feel like music is definitely a way to talk about something that you can't talk about. You
It's
Yeah.
not spatial awareness. There's another word that I can't think about. It's
Sonic awareness?
No, not even sonic awareness. I'm literally not even talking about music anymore, really.
Oh.
I'm talking about like
Just being a human being.
Personality?
no.
Personability?
I can't think of the word. I'm so sorry. It's a word they use all the time.
That I use all the time.
No, I use.
Oh.
Not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really it's showing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is that I almost always want it to drop down to like nothing when I
Yeah.
take a solo, unless it's like we're in the middle. Like there's tunes you just kind of know if you're playing like a rock tune or something, and we know that we're taking a solo for an allotted amount of time. Obviously, we keep the dynamic up. But if we're jamming on something, almost always, like 90% of the time, let's bring the dynamic down and build it into something.
Consideration
Facts.
was the word.
Oh, consideration.
Thank
yeah,
you.
words are hard. I know. Billy's from the backwoods of Kentucky, guys. You have
Born
to
and raised.
forgive
Want to
him.
fight about
If
it?
you ask
No.
one more time, one day somebody's going to do it with all that boxing I've been doing.
Yeah, all the boxing you've been training for. That's what you've been training for.
Yeah, for just to
for somebody
fight
to-
you
to
from
fight.
Kentucky. Yeah,
There's our Patreon idea, Billy's Fight Club.
Billy's Fight Club.
Yeah, the
That would be
BFC.
crazy.
The Kentucky Fight
100%.
Club.
Yeah, Kentucky Fight Club.
The Kentucky Fight Club. That's literally KFC.
That is.
I
That
love
is.
it. Oh my God. It's just going to
Yeah.
be Billy walking up to people on the street yelling,
no.
I'm from Kentucky. You want to fight about it? And just see if he gets punched or
I
not.
only say when people make fun of where I'm from.
Yeah.
That would be all of them.
I don't make fun of where you're from. I make fun of you for being from there. There's a big difference.
That's literally the same thing.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Okay, so next fun question for
Yeah.
you. When you're working with it, when you're getting hired to play with somebody, right? What's the biggest red flag for you going into a scenario? Like, what's gonna make you be like, you know what? Like, you've committed to the gig, right? And then things start happening, and then you're like, you know what? I'm sorry, this isn't right for me. Before you even play a gig.
I would have to say disrespect. There are a lot of people that will subliminally, disrespect you.
Oh yeah,
seriously.
the passive aggressive jabs and shit.
no, seriously, because sometimes people think that's you have to deal with that and you don't. You
Yeah.
know, that's literally just the asshole and people that you just really don't have to deal with. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I would say that, like, just the being disrespectful and not just. It's not even a certain thing that I look for when I get hired. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you hire me to play the music. I'm here to make the music what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like, treat me as such. You know, don't make it seem like I'm either your do boy or, you know, just below you. And it's like, no. You know, that's even like people that I work with, like, or if I hire somebody, I would never, ever treat anybody like I'm above them. Of course, as a leader, be a leader, but at the same time, it's like, one day you're going to be in this place. You
Yeah,
know?
totally.
So, yeah.
Totally. What about you, Bill?
I just think like just stupidity. I'm trying.
People are stupid.
I know.
That's a pretty vague statement, though, right? 'Cause
because
that means so many different things to so many different people.
But I can't say
Yeah.
I can't say examples because then it'll be like an out immediately. So I'm just like, yeah, just general just stupidity. That's
Have you
it.
seen our podcast numbers?
What about it?
They're not listening.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and call them out, bud.
Playing okay, this is an easy one. Playing to a karaoke track. Red flag.
Yeah. but that's on the gig
Not-
though. I'm
not-
talking about like
yeah.
before you've even played a gig with them. Let's just say that you get hired and then you're noticing certain things happening. You're like, this is a red flag. I'm out. Before the first gig even hits.
Probably if the phone call for them calling me to do it lasts more than like 30 minutes. I like dead serious though. Like I've been on the phone for these people for like an hour before even listening to their music at all. They'll contact me and I'm just like, okay, man, like literally just listen to it. It's like, no, let me explain it to you. I'm like, let me just listen to the music first. If you have to explain your music for an hour,
Yeah.
and then
I mean, be a good thing, bad thing.
you're right, and it could be, but most of the time it's to convince you, like, all right, before you listen to this,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
here's
see
what
what
we're
you're saying.
here's what we're
Yeah.
going for. I'm like,
do too,
okay,
I do
all
too.
right, and then you listen to it finally, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's why I wasted all my minutes.
I see what you're saying.
Definitely.
I would
So,
say
okay, that'd be one.
you got any other ones?
No, what do you have any, Tony?
Of course I do.
Red
That's why I
flags?
asked the question.
Yeah.
I'm secretly just setting up all these questions so I can answer them.
Thank you.
He's a selfish lover.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, no,
It's
I'm
okay.
just I'm just thinking ahead is what the kids say.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's some red flags that I would for sure look for are people that that can't make decisions on things.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean?
Like they ask you, like, what do you think we should do?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't mind taking that role on if we discuss that I'm coming in as a producer.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then let's talk about what that looks like, and then let's have me take the role on. I'll put together whatever you want at that point, right?
Yeah.
But if we're coming on like, hey, I want you to play guitar on something, and then we're saying that we want to do this, we want to do that, and then you're asking me for advice or how we do this and how we do that. Do you know anybody that can do this, do that? And then, it's like, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then I want to do that. And then like, well, no, we're not doing this anymore. I'm gonna take this approach now. Like that puts me in a position where I have to contact people that have committed to me, not to you because I'm the one that reached out, right?
Yeah.
That have committed to something, and then have to tell them that they can't do something or like or this isn't happening anymore. You know?
I got one. If they ever say be sharp, because that was one for me, and I was like, what did you just say? And I'm like,
Be sharp.
it's like, no, we're gonna
Like,
go
the note.
here and then go to like and look at your guitar, be sharp, and I was like, I'm out.
Do you mean C?
Just the see, yeah, that's probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the half diminished versus full diminished thing.
That
Red
Chris,
flag.
Chris, let's pull out somebody who know
please.
better. What's a half diminished chord?
All right, so it's like a minor chord.
Yes,
With-
every diminished chord is minor.
Yeah, well, it is, but it's got a flat little 5 on it.
Yes, it does.
It's a little darkness
With
for your day.
Also with a obviously the minor third is implied, but then what's
the
the
minor
7 doing?
The minor 7th instead of the half diminished 7th is kind of crucial, right?
That's what I'm saying, right? So it's a flat 7 and a half diminished chord.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not.
You're welcome.
Billy's saying it's not.
Oh, what?
fully
Chord talk.
diminished.
Fully diminished is different than half
Sorry,
diminished.
Terrell.
It
Anton
is.
said,
No, it's okay.
And it
Anton
has to-
said
it
half
has to-
diminished, did he not?
Yes, he
I,
did.
I heard him say it.
I said half
actually
diminished.
love
And
it.
a fully diminished, the 5th and the 7th are flat. And a half diminished chord, the 5th is flat, but the 7th is natural.
No. See, on the fully diminished,
Pull it up.
don't make me. Ian, you want to chime in on this one?
A fully diminished, A minor fully diminished is A, C, E flat, G flat.
No, it's double flat. You know what I mean? Like it's so like if you've got a G, the flat 7 is F, but it's F flat, which is E, like full diminished, all demented and shit.
There we go.
No,
Oh yeah, I mean, bring it up with any of my guys over at UNF. They'll kick your dick in the next week. But yeah, sure.
That's very aggressive.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's very.
Look it up right now. It's not true.
Billy did a quick Wikipedia search on that at our gig at Monkeys last week and thought he proved me wrong. And I know that this is incorrect because I use the half diminished like terminology on a lot of things. Everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know what
I
I
was
mean?
gonna say I didn't realize this was like a.
He does it
I
all
thought
the
we were
time.
just
It's-
I thought we were riffing around. I didn't know that was.
No,
a,
Billy really thinks that
All right,
that's
send
not
it,
a half
Gene.
diminished chord.
There you go.
Minor 7th added to the chord and can be indicated with the symbol. That's what exactly minor 7th chord with minor 7th added. Yeah, exactly. That's a half diminished chord, Bill.
See
Nailed it.
over here. There's the 2 flats.
By the way, he
versus
went
one
to school
flat.
for music and I didn't. So
Dick
That's what's
kicked.
That double flatted B would be an A, right?
I mean, no.
double flatted B.
I mean, like, inharmonically, yes, but in the context of the music, no. See, context matters, right? Like, about.
Especially, it's much more apparent in classical music. than it
Anyway,
is
I'm
in
going to go
jazz
sit in
numbers.
my practice room for 4 more hours.
I'm saying
So that red flag has been proven to be bullshit, right? Because you're wrong on that. There's my red flag when people call a half diminished chord the wrong thing.
Yeah, actually, mine's
a
with Anton.
fully diminished chord. You flat the the 7th as well. Half diminished, you don't.
Nope.
No.
Yes, that's literally what. That's why there's a double flat
All right,
on
no,
it.
no. Let's go through it together.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
So this here's our root. Our root is going to be C.
Yeah.
So we've got C. If you flat the E, that's E flat.
Yeah.
G
that's
flat.
the minor.
That's B double flat.
Which is
so you're right. That's A.
A technically. Yes.
So that's fully diminished. Over
Yeah,
here we've
exactly.
got C, E, G, E flat, G flat. Here we've just got a B flat, not a B double flat. So that's A sharp, B flat, whatever you want to call it. B flat and B double flat
Is
aren't the
B
same.
flat not natural in the key of C minor? Yes.
Well,
So don't you flat
crickets.
it?
No,
You flat the 7th, and that makes it a fully diminished.
Crickets.
you can you use the
Done!
Okay, but
I'm
what if
done
you-
with this
okay, Bill,
conversation.
what if you use a diminished chord in a major setting, huh?
You don't. It wouldn't be augmented fourth.
It depends on what context you're using it.
Go
in.
back to fucking school.
All right, I'll go
got
to
him.
the practice room.
I'm saying about my
Actually,
statement
you know what?
though.
I'll Skype you from the gig and let you know how it goes.
And I just think it's maybe because like just guitarists don't understand how it works or something. I don't know.
I think keyboard
What do you think,
players can't
Terrell?
read fucking
Listen,
Google searches.
I wish I could talk chords.
Yeah.
Just a drummer.
It's like, why are you spelling at me right now? We're talking about music, not
Anyways.
spelling it.
I might have to reevaluate my. Anyways,
If you know the real definition, please just add Anton and let him know.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me.
I'm still saying by my
I didn't
statement
know we
though.
were getting to unpopular opinions early.
No, it's not.
guys.
It's not an unpopular opinion. We're talking about red flags right now.
Yeah.
I got
Red
a new
flag.
red flag for
Red
you,
flag.
bud.
Oh my god.
Okay,
nailed
so
it.
what I do want to talk about is the next thing is that you've played with a bunch of different artists like over the years, what like big gospel artists and now more pop and R&B artists and stuff, right? Yeah. So what kind of like just building on the previous red flag statement? What's the wildest expectation that that someone's placed on you as a hired gun? And then what's like the one that you thought was going to have the highest expectations, but ended up being like easy? You know what I mean?
Ooh. Let me answer that second part.
Okay.
I would have to say the gig that I did with Jalen 2 weeks ago was, at first, it seemed like it was going to be rough, but like when we played, it was Like it didn't really. I could say it went by quick, but it was so smooth, like how it just went. You know what I'm saying?
That's called job security, kids.
That's it,
Definitely
seriously.
reference the artist that you're currently playing with as the easiest, like just bro, it was so seamless. Bro.
No. Seriously,
Yeah.
I mean, but being honest, like man, like that was. I could talk about other situations, but that was one of them. And also, the first half, the answer to the first half of your question, I would have to say.
You don't have to name the artist, obviously.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I won't. I just it was an example.
Gotcha,
It was
gotcha.
just an example. But truth be told, I would have to say, the craziest thing that I've been presented was probably like having to learn like 8 songs like within like one day, and the gig was that same day. Like it was a whole like gospel concert.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but that as a kid, bro, I was thrown into situations like that. I'm talking about like young as heck, bro, not really like knowing much or knowing many songs, but at the same time, I knew the structure of church and like how certain choirs did they shows. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was just like, well, he can play. So let's just, I know he can do it. And me in my head knowing I can't, I'm like, I'm young. I don't know
Right,
this. So,
right.
But yeah. One of those situations.
That's always kind of like wild, right? Like when you play with artists that are like used to a certain standard of musician,
yeah.
and then you got to come in and like knowing that you're filling those shoes, and they're holding you to that same standard, and it's like at that point, like there's just no physical way.
You know, I really I don't like how certain people really like throw certain stuff on people when they know that they could give it to them ahead of time. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Like seriously, like if you're able to give people stuff ahead of time, please do that. Don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah.
But yes, like people do that, man, and it causes an uncomfortability, if that's a word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, you got it.
But yeah, you know, it just makes it uncomfortable sometimes because you just don't know how certain people flow. It's like you going from this gig to that gig to this gig to that gig, and it's just like, all right, I'm kind of all over the place without being set, you know. So like, yeah, you know, that's kind of why I had to like back up from gigging a lot, because it was like I was stretching myself like just too far out, you know. Like I had church, had certain bands that I was playing for, had certain groups that I was playing for, and it really got to a point to where it was like too much, you know. And you just got to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and plan accordingly, you know. So
Yeah, 100%, man.
yeah.
I've had like scenarios where people do shit like that, and like, okay, somebody who I love but is a master of this kind of shit is like Javian has this way of like,
Francis?
huh?
Talk about Javian Francis?
Yeah.
Ah, love you, bro.
I love Javian, bro. He's the fucking awesome dude, and playing with him always levels me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's been times where I've been like on a gig with him where the band leader will call something, and I'm like, no. And Javian's like, you got this, bro. I'm like, I swear to you that I don't, though.
Bro,
like, I
yes.
swear to you. And then
That
he's like, no.
sounds like
It's
Javian.
just, and Javian just looks at you, you know that famous, just that ear tap, bro. I'm just like, bro, there's no, and it happens, and it's just like,
But I mean,
butcher the tune. You know
you're
what I mean?
capable, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I hate being put in those type of situations where it's kind of like you either gonna butcher it or it's gonna go.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, it's like we have other things that we can play on this set list that
Right.
we can do. Like, why do we need to do this song right
Life,
now?
life as a musician isn't the movie Whiplash.
Yeah,
Why are you trying to do that to
Right.
people?
yeah, totally.
And, like you see, he's the bad guy in the movie. So what are you doing?
Yeah,
But whatever.
I mean, there is
Maybe it's just fun for that person.
there is something,
you know, people like power.
Yeah,
You know,
I understand that.
and there's something to being thrown in the fire and figuring it out. But there's also like, you know, like any other scenario, right? There's a level of kind of where you're working. Like, okay, if you're here, right, and then somebody is like right here. Whether it's like fighting or music or whatever it might be, like if you're working with them, they're gonna raise you up to like where they're at
Facts.
least, you know, and it might take some time. Now, if you're talking about like you're here and then that level is up here, it's not doing anything for you, right? Like this is I've learned nothing here.
Yeah.
I've just gotten my ass kicked,
Yeah.
and I've learned nothing. You know what I mean? Other than maybe learn how to like walk home with my fucking tail between my legs.
Yeah.
You know, I feel really shitty about being a musician.
Yeah.
You know?
That doesn't make you want to try hard. It makes you want to never ever go to that place again.
Yeah, because it's
I'm glad you keep going, but I'm glad you said that.
well, because it is that, right? It's like you've set a bar that's totally unobtainable right now.
Yeah.
If I'm like, let's say we're sparring, right, and you're right here, I still might get like a lucky shot in and win,
Yeah.
right? But if you're up here, there's not a chance in hell that this is gonna go my way, right?
No, definitely.
That's not inspiring. I mean, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I definitely is a timing thing. Like seriously, it's like not to bring up my title of my single, but just seriously, it's perfect timing. Like you gotta know within yourself, like just what's what, you know, and being on top of that.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I don't know, man. This shit fucking drives me crazy. Those are like
Yeah.
big red flags too. If I'm getting set lists from people
Yeah.
and then you're not playing the tunes on the list,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah. I about to say that. Yeah. Kick that to the curb.
Yeah,
you know.
it's just
keep it moving.
And it's like it's at a certain
else's
point,
headache.
huh?
I said somebody else's headache.
Yeah, totally, man. That's for the fucking college graduates, the people that are like just start like at a certain point you just gotta start saying no to shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the saying yes to everything is like great, but after year 10, we're done with the saying yes to everything.
Facts.
It's time to just like start having a standard, you know?
Even less than that, man. Like, you don't gotta wait like 10, 20 plus, you know what I'm saying, to stand up. Like,
Yeah, totally. I think there's a value though in experiencing as much as you possibly can. Like
course.
I've said yes over the years, especially like when I was first starting out, to shit that makes no goddamn sense. To the point where I ended up in a house in the backyard of a meth lab that was sold to me as a music festival. And the PA system was a house stereo system built on a stage that was for sure going to fall apart. And just so I could not even get paid to play, I was sitting in with a band that was playing. I just rode with them there. And it was like just me. Like they offered me to sit in at a festival with them.
Yeah.
And I had like no... Like, you know, at that I was just trying to break in at that point. So of course I said yes. But just like
Meth Fest
Meth Fest
2007, bro. You were there.
it was regrettably a little later than that because I got started a little late in my career.
yeah, that's
but
right.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, you just say yes to wild shit because then what happens is that you know what to look out for.
right,
You know?
right.
You don't like as you get older, you don't need to have those experiences. But if you're starting off like young and like even though I got started a little later, I'm still talking like early 20s here. You're still pretty young. So it's like, you know, learning that shit at a young age, like you really learn to weed out the bullshit after a while, you know?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I don't know. What are some wild experiences you guys have had just from saying yes that you shouldn't have said yes to?
You want to go first?
That fucking karaoke band. I'll tell you that much. And you wrote me into that.
Yeah, I did rope you into
That was
that.
pretty
Well,
bad.
you know, there's, you know, whatever. But yeah.
Well, I would have to say I said yes to this choir gig in Atlanta. And when I went there, I didn't play. It was another drummer that walked in and played. So I drove all the way to Atlanta. And
What were the signs that you should have looked out for that you didn't see?
no, listen, like, but the thing about I did sound check, bro. And I did sound check, and the other drummer walked in, and he played.
Did you get paid?
No.
Okay, so what were the signs that you should? What's the learning experience there for you? What lesson did we learn there?
So the lesson that I learned is make sure that the job is secured
Yeah,
before you head out of town.
yeah. How does that happen though? I mean,
Man,
like,
I
you
took-
drove what 6
like-
hours?
Like, yes. I actually rode with my brother down there. So like went down there and did sound check and yeah.
Was there like one email that was sent like 6 months prior that was just like, "Hey, do you want to do this gig?" And you're like, "Yeah," and then just didn't no communication till you showed up or what?
So I said yes to the gig. I want to say like maybe a week or two before.
Oh,
And
wow.
Yeah, and when I got there, that was the situation. But I met some heavy hitters though, some great musicians. You know what I'm
So
saying?
the lesson is always say just take the gig anyways.
I mean, of course you could take the gig anyways, but at the same time, like if it's one of those, if the gig is at one of those spots where it's going to be a lot of musicians, a lot of people that are plugged in, I mean, why not go and just connect? You know, even though I didn't play, I still connected with some great people.
And there's also like different opportunities where you can go and do that. You don't need to get fucked out of a gig to make
Right.
that happen. Like
Exactly.
there's all around the country big networking opportunities that you can literally just go to and
Right.
spend money doing that rather than like thinking you're gonna go make a bunch of money, get screwed out of the gig. So, oh well, I guess while I'm here, I'm gonna talk to this person or that person and hopefully make a connection.
Yeah.
But like it's also they're meeting you on the pretense that you just got fucked out of a gig. So they're not really
Right.
looking at you like top dog in the scenario at the moment
Yeah.
either, you know?
I mean, I feel like I was like, I don't know. I was really appreciative. Like I was young.
Yeah.
I was young as heck. Like
How old were you?
I was probably like 17.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like
That's not a bad. That's a good experience to have at 17 though.
yeah,
I feel like
yeah. So it was cool like just seeing how can I say it, like what could be, or like just knowing like being in the right place, and sometimes at the wrong time, or being at the wrong place at the right time. Certain scenarios don't work out that way, but there are places that it turns out like that. It may play out like that. You may gig get canceled, but then you run into the president or the mayor or the commissioner or somebody that holds weight. Their name holds weight.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, totally, man. There's definitely that aspect of it too, for sure. What's been the biggest learning curve, do you think, as like your career is kind of, grown? You've been working with bigger artists and different experiences, going from playing like churches and even like bar gigs and stuff to like playing on bigger stages. Like, what's been the biggest learning curve for you?
Always practice.
Yeah.
Always listen to music, just never settle, because like my uncle told me when I was younger, the day that you were born, so was your replacement,
Yeah.
and
That's pretty good. Holy
great. I
shit.
love that.
and seriously, and I took that to heart, you know what I'm saying? Like that is something that I have experienced. I've seen people take my job, bro. I'm talking about like, I know I'm better, but at the same time, they carried something different. So I had to, groom. Shoot, the process groomed me. You know what I'm saying? The downfalls groomed me. So like I had to take certain things to become like this. Just build an identity. I had to build an identity. So yeah, like seriously, I had to become. If that makes sense. But,
Yeah, no, totally.
but
I mean,
seriously.
that's kind of something I feel like that every musician kind of learns as like they go on. It's like there's always somebody that will come in and do your job
Yeah.
better or at least as good as.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry. And sometimes, dude, it could literally be just conversation. You
yeah,
know?
man, that's
like you will be surprised at how many people like don't get gigs because honestly they don't know how to conversate. They don't know how to talk to people.
it's the hang, man.
Seriously.
It's so important. Like
Seriously.
people, I mean, like we talked about it earlier. It's like not even as good as you are or as talented as you might be just naturally. It's like that hang time.
Yeah.
Like when I got called to go on the road with Rock and Jake band, I was on the road with this blues band for a while.
Nice.
And I was a terrible guitar player. I had no business.
You're not terrible, man.
No, I mean,
Well, at the
now
time?
I'm not terrible, but but at that time it was like it was bad. I'm telling you, like I'm being objective here. It was bad.
I understand.
But like we hung out. I hung out with the guy, and it was like, I'm from South Florida, like Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. He's from like up north, like Connecticut, whatever. So having a lot of experience to Northerners, being from down south, I get the humor like that. Like that's very much my humor.
Yeah.
So like we were able to kind of connect on that level right away, like just like the roasting kind of thing,
Yeah.
And so that's what got me the gig ultimately, was just being able to like hang and also commit on a level that nobody else was willing to commit to because I was 24 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like I've never been on tour, so I just wanted to go on tour,
Yeah.
That's like a huge portion of the pie too. If you're gonna join a band that's a touring band, like you also have to just be
Live with those people.
for weeks on end.
Yes.
So like, yeah, like you could be really good at guitar, but we just hired this other guy that's just cool as fuck, and he can play the part.
Seriously, but
It's true.
And that's
facts. That's
that's
how it is.
That's what it was. It was like literally going from like speaking to this person. They walked in when I was sitting in on my friend's gig. It wasn't even my gig. I was sitting in.
Yeah.
The band that I was playing with had just broken up, and this dude walks in and was like, hey man, I saw you playing up there. You got to work on your blues chops, but like, I need a guitar player. We're going on the road this summer. Can you do it? Now I was like, yeah, totally. And I was just shooting the shit with them for a while, and it worked out. And then literally within the course of like a month of joining that band, I'm talking, I was traveling the country for months at a time with these guys. I didn't know them at all.
Yeah.
But it was all, I mean, obviously there's issues and shit, but mostly it was all so seamless.
Yeah.
Because we all just got along for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that goes a lot further than being the best.
Facts.
So if you can kind of like cultivate being like a great musician and being like a decent human being, you don't even need to be the best. Just be a decent human being.
Definitely.
And don't
At least
develop.
try.
Yeah, and don't develop a fucking drug problem. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And just and then that's it.
No.
You're good to go.
Yes.
Like it's that simple. It's just not a hard gig being a musician. To like find. I mean, it's a hard grind because like
Yeah.
you gotta eat a lot of shit and like the money's not great for a long time.
Yeah.
But it will pay off if you just don't develop a drug habit, be a decent human being, and just practice your instrument, which you should love to do anyways, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Look at
Real
Dave
talk.
Grohl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty much his whole story.
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
He's just a cool dude.
100%, man, 100%. Now, our last big question I want to ask before we move on is just like how important is social media to you, and what do you think the role it plays now in the industry? And are there any like opportunities that you've gotten strictly because of social media that maybe wouldn't have happened otherwise?
Yes, I would have to say a lot of the opportunities that I have gotten, I probably wouldn't have had if I didn't post on social media. That's something that I feel like a lot of people could take advantage of.
Yeah, man.
Even like just to the point of like having fun, like even, the podcast stuff, like people have a lot to talk about, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that people don't know, especially pertaining to musicians, even being a good human being, studio etiquette, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things. So yeah, man, like I feel like social media is where it's at, especially like the platform that works for you, like take advantage.
Definitely the platform that works for you. I think that the two platforms that would need to be the three that need to be utilized for sure of the ones you need to choose are either YouTube,
Definitely.
Instagram,
I agree.
or TikTok.
I agree. TikTok is going crazy right now.
I mean, it's the biggest, especially for musicians. It's
Yes.
by far the biggest one. And like the Facebook thing is that it's
Say echo chamber again.
it is the echo chamber number one, but it
For
was
like
meant
the millionth time.
It was meant to be a closed system. Like Mark Zuckerberg developed it to be like for college students.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a closed network, not an open network. So people aren't. It's changed a little bit, but people aren't actively seeking new content on Facebook.
Yeah.
Not over YouTube, anyways, for sure. Not over Instagram, for sure, which is where the younger generation's at. And certainly not over TikTok, like for the real young generation,
Yeah.
So I feel like those three are like the big ones to really be on top of it as an artist and musician,
I agree. I totally
What do you think,
agree.
Bill?
I just yell out my window until someone says hi. That's my social media.
How's that going for you?
I've got a lot of bird friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the ghost of
Ghost of Gilmore Street.
Ghost of Gilmore Street.
Again, there's no such thing as ghosts. It turned out to be the biggest possum you've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, big facts on that one.
Yeah. Sheesh. That's using big facts now.
Yeah, I'm hip.
You're with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not chuggy.
It's not what?
Chuggy.
What is that?
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've never heard. You know about Chugi?
No.
Who that is?
You don't know either?
You guys know about that, guys? Back in the back,
I don't
they're
know
younger.
I don't know anything about that. no.
Shit.
It's just me now. Chris is a band.
Okay.
Oh, Chris
I
is
need
left.
to stop watching so much TikTok.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm saying Gene's the youngest one. How old are you?
27.
25.
Okay, so Gene's not by far, but you are the youngest one, and he doesn't have an idea what you're talking about.
No fucking clue
It
what
just
Chuggy
means,
means.
well, you can look it up, but it just
Sounds
means
crazy.
It
yeah,
just,
I can. Wait, hold up.
Anything-
I can do that. That's
any-
something that Chris normally does.
yeah, anything that's like corny, basically.
Okay. It makes
Like
sense.
those pants are chuggy.
You know what?
I guess it's the tone
Yours
of
are
voice.
fucking
got
cool as
these-
shit. Your pants look like Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack, 100% though. You can't. I'm sorry.
I wish I
You know the reference?
no.
Oh, you don't? Oh shit.
No, I'm
I will say
sorry.
that I got
I'm
these-
sorry. No, I really want to see.
Chugi is an American neologism.
Opposite of trendy or trying too hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, with the early 2010s and millennial.
So cheeky.
I'm a millennial and a pretty young millennial at that, and I will say that is not. I've never heard that in my life.
Sound like a word you hear on Nick at Night or something, or like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of a Gen Z word, not a millennial word. These fucking boomers don't know.
These are all things that are very chuggy.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Uggs.
Do they have?
Live, love, laugh. That's backwards.
Okay.
Do they
Live,
have
love,
Billy?
laugh.
Laugh.
Do they have
That's a great band name.
Chuggy?
Chuggy, yes.
Yeah. Do they have Billy's existence on there or what?
You should just.
Yeah,
they
I
should
think
make
so.
like
Okay,
the
let me go to images.
Yeah, Billy.
those back in the day the juicy pants that
Oh
all the
my
girls used to
God.
wear.
What do you mean
Just-
back in the day? I think those still exist.
Well, whatever. If anything, they're coming back, but they put chuggy on the butt instead of
Oh
juicy.
my god, it's so good, bro. That was like I grew up in the suburbs. That was literally every girl you knew that she just stayed at home dating the fucking biggest bum of life, popping Xanax. If she walked around with fucking those shorts on that said I almost said chuggy that said
Juicy.
that said juicy on the back of them.
I went to high school in Nicholasville, Kentucky, and they were wearing them there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you know what
It's
kind of girl,
everywhere.
you know what kind of girl that is though. She's dating the local meth head type shit. You know what I mean?
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, let's get to unpopular opinions.
Yeah.
Terrell, this has been fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Anytime,
it.
man. We love to have you
Y'all
back.
are awesome. Seriously.
No, you're fucking awesome, man. This
Yeah.
has been just a lot of fun for us. We never know. Like, I mean, obviously we met last week briefly, but like, it was one of those moments where we jammed really well together.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk about it afterwards because sometimes you just gotta let that happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And now we're here having a good time and just kicking it, and it's fucking dope, man. You're
Definitely.
an awesome guest. Never know how it's gonna go, and we don't know people like that, you know. But it's great.
Honored.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just said honored.
Oh, damn, hell yeah, man. Billy, let's get your unpopular opinion first.
All right, my unpopular opinion this
Here
week
we go.
is
Come in with a real fucking burner.
it's pretty good. The guitar as a musical instrument is the most overrated musical instrument.
I disagree.
That's the whole point of unpopular opinions. I'm
Well-
glad you're finally getting it after 80 episodes.
Your unpopular opinions are usually just facts that you don't want to acknowledge. So that's a good.
Literally, an opinion is not a fact. It's an opinion.
I know
but-
that's what drives me so crazy about your unpopular opinions most of the time. And here's what I'll say. I disagree.
Okay, so the whole reason why I brought this up is because I know that the guitar has changed a lot in the history of electric guitars, but it still just kind of just sounds like a guitar the whole time. And then it's always like guitar solo, guitar everything. Like Rockstar always plays a guitar like that.
There's no rock stars anymore.
Whatever.
Just saying.
Yes, there are.
Who?
Alice Cooper. Still
Oh,
alive.
my God.
That he's not somebody that came up in this generation.
Ozzy
of who's-
Osbourne's still alive too.
Okay, again,
You're naming legends.
Yeah, you're naming people that have that had their time. I'm talking like
R. Kelly's still alive.
Who,
He's still alive.
a pop star, right? who's
He's still alive.
also not of this generation? Who is a modern day rock star? Like in the sense of like Led Zeppelin, we know the full band, we know everyone in that band.
Matt Bellamy from Muse, I would say, is a rock star, 100%.
Ah.
Yeah, you can whatever you want to.
I don't know
but
who that is really. I mean, I know he muses. I didn't know his name.
He's
though.
insane at guitar and piano, and I think he has the biggest range of vocally of any person who could sing right now.
You think so?
I think Foo Fighters was probably pretty close.
Yeah, but Dave Grohl again is not of this generation. I mean, he kind of is,
Fair.
but
No,
he's
he's
not.
not.
He came from the Nirvana
Gen X, he
generation.
like invented Gen X with
Yeah.
Nirvana.
It's definitely a Gen X guy. I'm talking like millennial. Who's a millennial rock star? Gen Z's not there yet. Who's a millennial rock star?
I don't know.
Yeah, they don't exist anymore.
Maybe Billy Joel
Yeah.
Armstrong, I guess.
He's Gen X, 100%.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Green
true.
Day, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they don't really. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm with the fucking
You're with the kids.
rising tides, and I'm saying, yeah, guitars out,
Guitars out.
synthesizers for life. That's it.
What do you think, Terrell?
Man, I don't know.
Think
That's
guitar's
hard.
overrated?
Hell no.
It's the most
No, no, no,
overrated.
no, no.
And I
No,
want
no,
to say
no,
this
no.
about like
If the right person is playing it, it's
Yeah, like
definitely like
Prince, and that's
No,
it, right?
here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. Talking about like Jack's musicians like building each other up. And this is something I wanted to say earlier. Jared Bell is one of my favorite guitar players of all time.
Jared is crazy.
I fucking
I love you, Jared.
love Jared Bell.
But even he would admit that, like, I mean, the guitar really hasn't changed.
No, he
at
wouldn't.
all in the past, like at
He
least
might agree with that statement.
30
Actually, I don't want to put
years.
words in his mouth. He might agree with
piano
that.
really changed a lot in the last 30 years.
I agree.
100%,
I agree.
without a doubt.
Really, the piano
People
or
are going-
not synthesizers? The piano.
Yes,
The
I'm about to say
synthesizers,
people are
yeah.
going crazy on the synthesizers.
Yeah, but
Literally a piano, and then they made an electric piano. They had a guitar, and you could go back to like flamenco
You
guitar and all
remember the
that.
keytar?
Yeah,
yeah, that's a
guitar.
terrible addition to pop music. God damn, that's the
agree.
worst.
I really didn't like it.
It's terrible. It never sounds good. Also, the thing here's the thing:
What?
piano and then
What about-
electric piano, right?
Yeah.
Then what's the next iteration after that?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of a synthesizer.
Okay, but synthesizers aren't pianos, right? Like they use a keyboard as the method of playing the instrument.
Yeah, you
However,
know what they don't
you can
use?
use guitars too.
Yeah.
No, you totally can. They
Yeah.
have a pickup, the Roland
Sure.
pickup for synthesizers.
Yeah, that's-
and also MIDI can like guitars are now used for they have like what's the brand Godin that they make a MIDI controller guitar.
I see what you're trying to get at, but like it wasn't the guitar that fucking came up with this.
but it's also
It was the piano the whole way through.
well, it makes a little bit more sense as far as just the way it's laid out and how you get this. But at the end of the
yeah,
day,
at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to say, and you're just proving my point that guitar is everything. No,
I'm not saying it's everything.
No, you're like anything.
I'm saying that-
anything that any instrument could do.
I'm not saying it's everything. I'm not saying it's everything.
No, you are.
What I'm saying,
And I'm saying it's overrated.
It's not overrated. That's all I'm
So
saying.
overrated.
No, you're. I'm not saying it's everything. I'm saying that it's not overrated.
It's overrated.
It has a very firm place in modern music, and I think that if it wasn't there, you would miss it.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to say like.
Therefore, it's not overrated.
No, it is overrated because it's just like it is still just like the same. It's the same thing every
Name
time.
one pop song right now that has a fucking ripping guitar solo. But name one pop song that doesn't have at
Fun-
least some kind of guitar in it.
Thunderstruck.
That's
No.
not a good. That's not a song that came out now. That's
pretty-
that's an AC/DC song from the fucking 80s.
Never heard of them. It's pretty good though.
It's a good, great song.
All right, Billie Eilish.
What?
No guitar in Bad Girl. What's the name of that song? I forgot.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero.
Okay, but what about like
She didn't have no guitar on Ocean Eyes either.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
what about like
What
Uptown
about-
Funk wouldn't like that song is very guitar driven and there's literally no guitar solo in that.
I would.
But you would totally miss a guitar in that.
Strongly disagree that it's guitar driven.
Are you kidding me?
It's lyrical driven, if anything, and all it is just like giant
Take
synthesizer
it out.
stabs. Take out
it
the
out.
guitar.
Watch what
nobody
happens.
would notice.
Get the that's such
Nobody
that's such
would
bullshit.
notice.
Such bullshit.
Nobody would notice.
We could find I'm sure we could find a YouTube track.
And I bet it wasn't even guitar. They were just like on a piano, just doing it.
I disagree with that. You think it's overrated or what do you think?
Talk about guitar?
Yeah. You said no, right?
Yeah,
It's not
no.
overrated.
It's unpopular opinion.
Yeah, it's a
Heck yeah.
well,
Like-
okay. My unpopular opinion this week is that being a musician doesn't entitle you to compensation. Exposure gigs are real and valuable.
Oh, playing for exposure. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
That's a good one.
But like, literally, if all you play are exposure gigs,
Of course, man. That's not what I said though, right?
No,
Yeah.
like they're valuable, but like at a certain point, they get filtered down to like, okay, like I'm not playing exposure gigs anymore.
Right.
Not even because I need exposure, just more just like this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, totally, and that's fine. But I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is that just because you are a musician and you
Yeah.
put in the hours does not mean that you're entitled to compensation for playing a gig.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different variables that come into play here.
No, I get what you're saying. I kind of agree with that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's wild to me, like this thing that happens on social media with like, if you don't want to pay a band, you're like you gotta pay for the 10,000 hours, you gotta pay for all the gear, blah blah. It's okay, but like honestly, at the end of the day, like if you're a cover band,
Yeah.
one thing, there's no exposure gigs with cover bands. You're playing music that's tested and approved. We know people like it. It works. You might be a shitty cover band. Doesn't matter. If you're a bar hiring a cover band for the night, you got to pay them, period. If you're an original act and you're selling tickets to shows, you have to prove your worth first. It's a new product, right? Like anything else. Like we know that the that the car industry exists, right? Like, but if there's a brand new car in the market or new technology within the car, like it's got to be shopped around, and like there has to be some trial runs of it working before people know that it's actually a good thing to buy into, right?
Exposure. I'll take an exposure car. That'd be great.
Well, maybe
it's
that's a
got
bad
AC,
example.
let's go.
But like, you know, a new business starting out, like you have a cleaning,
I get what
you
you're
know what I mean?
saying.
Like there's a
Yeah,
new
definitely.
cleaning spray or something, you know what I mean? Like you gotta do trade shows, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
I don't-
you gotta like educate people on the product.
I don't think that's
I like how you
unpopular.
explained it too.
Yeah, because like I just just see constant just people that are just starting from nothing that are taking all these gigs, and the reason why musicians get paid nothing is because they will play for
Play
only
for nothing.
exposure,
Yeah.
I understand.
and it
and
waters down the market.
right, totally. And that's a problem in itself. But
That's what I mean. I'm saying I think most of the people would agree with you.
No,
Yeah.
I disagree, man.
Yeah.
I've been seeing posts recently where musicians are just talking about how, you know, if you're getting paid, like bars need to be paying X amount of dollars for this and that. And it's like you're not separating the grind from like being a bar musician from being like an original artist, and they're very different grinds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're different industries. When you're playing in a bar for covers all night, you are, excuse me, you're an extension of the service industry. You are not operating in the music industry,
Yeah.
right? If you want to have a seat at the table in the music industry, write music and prove to the world that people want to hear it.
Exactly.
If they want to hear it, they will buy tickets to your shows. They will stream your music. They will watch your videos on YouTube. Whatever it is, they will buy into your brand and they will follow it. At which point you can then say, "Hey, here are my numbers. I've sold X amount of tickets in this market, you know, X amount of times.
Yeah.
I've whatever. This is what I want to play." Because at this point, I'm bringing you business,
Right.
right? So you have to pay me for that. Until then, the venue has no idea whether or not you're going to bring people in the door.
Facts.
So you got to hop on the opening slots for bigger artists. You got to, you know, whatever. You got to take your hits, and you have to prove to the talent buyers and everybody else out there that you're worth something before you get paid for what you're doing.
I agree.
Like everyone can write a song. Like majority of people can write a song. That doesn't mean that you're entitled to get paid for it.
You talking facts, bro.
You know?
Like for real, for real.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Oh, okay. Well, that was an easy one.
Not very unpopular is all I'm trying to
It
say.
is very unpopular.
I just don't think it is.
I definitely think like certain people. How can I say it? Certain people. I can't even say it. I lost my train of thought again. I'm sorry, bros.
No, it's okay, man.
You keep going.
It's just one of those things where people are like, well, you know, I
Entitlement.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's entitlement.
yeah,
like you're
yeah.
not entitled to compensation just because you're a musician.
And also thank you for saying that, because now I gave my train of thought back. People will tend to start something off and act like they deserve, you know, like say for example, you've been playing guitar for how long?
I would say professionally for about like 12 years.
Okay. So literally there will be people that will pick up a guitar, maybe play for like a year or two, and feel like they are entitled to more, you know what I'm saying, than what you got going on. But that goes to what goes back to people like settling or spreading themselves thin, you know what I'm saying? Like the opportunities are good, but at the same time, you want to be a part of things that are gonna also elevate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like cool. It's cool to be like, yeah, I'm finna open up for this artist and that. But if that's all that is happening, you know what I'm saying? Then like, what's next? You know, are you gonna continue to do that? You know,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you have to have a game plan.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
you have to
yeah,
know
yeah.
how to like leverage those scenarios to work in your favor, and that's a big thing. Like definitely use those exposure gigs to leverage getting paid at some point.
Yeah.
Like don't just let them, you know, go to the wind. And that's something a lot of up and coming artists don't know.
Yeah.
Like you have to track your numbers. You have to like
Facts.
know
Put it
how
on the
many
resume.
tickets you sell. You know what I mean?
real.
Like all that shit. And like, yeah, and just like document the fact that you're playing those shows at all. You know,
For real though.
and then then you're armed with leverage to come back and really start asking for money at some point. But until then, like, you know, playing a $600 bar gig is and playing covers on it is not the same as like writing music and putting yourself out there as an artist. It's a totally different grind.
Literally.
They're different industries altogether.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Cause honestly, don't get me wrong, you can play cover gigs everywhere in the world.
It's easy.
It's very easy.
Nothing to it.
But it's like it's a different story when you're literally your own, you know what I'm saying, like brand. Like
Yeah.
you're traveling different countries doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
totally.
they're asking you what your price is.
Exactly.
You know? So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bro, you're right. You was on point with that one. Seriously.
What's your unpopular opinion?
I might not have one.
Oh, bro, I know you
I'm
got
so-
one. You got one. Think for 5 seconds. I know you got one.
I said Blue Ranger was better.
Oof, man. To be honest,
His name is
You know what?
Billy. Of course he's
Billy
the
was
best.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, I like Tommy was cool too.
Tommy was the shit, and also
He
became the
was.
White Ranger, which is like the fucking like,
the legend.
yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, it's like
I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers as a kid.
Oh, it was too secular.
I still did though.
Oh, what
Too
a rebel
secular
you.
is too violent.
Oh, too violent.
Yeah. And that's when
Okay.
Bill Clinton put the ratings up.
I
The
might
feed
have,
chip.
I might get kicked in the throat. This might be crazy. Unpopular opinion. Trump should have stayed in office.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a. Let's
pretty
hear this.
good.
Let's hear this. Let's hear this. Hold on. Let's hear him out.
I'm gonna be honest, man. It's too much happening. Like
It's worse than the
not-
pandemic.
yes, like it's not much order, bro. Like
Oh,
we
man.
are making the decisions ourselves. Think about when COVID happened. Nobody didn't really stay inside. You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Not in
didn't
Florida,
really,
anyways. They did
Shoot,
in other
every-
places.
Not really. Like seriously, I had friends that was still doing shows like in heavy like secluded places when COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know.
We did too, for that matter.
I don't know.
You think you should have like seen it through? You know what I mean? Like wrap it up and everything like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, just wait
I
a
feel-
year and a
I
half.
feel
He'll be
like-
back.
I mean, I feel like honestly, I feel like he saw things and knew things that we didn't know.
Well, that's for sure. He was a president of the United
Of course,
States.
I mean,
so-
of course, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know, man. I feel like it's a certain thought process that the people should have that could literally elevate each other, but not. I mean, of course, support each other, but at the same time, we have to be stable within ourselves too. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna out myself here. I'm a pretty conservative guy. Okay. However, what I felt like Trump was doing was the exact opposite of what you're saying, and I felt
you.
like he was by far the most divisive president we've ever had in the history of, and I'm talking like the history of the United States. I mean, like nobody did more to try and create a divide between classes, ethnicities, races. Like he did more to damage that fabric of our society than any other president I think in the last like 100 years has done.
And I definitely understand, and definitely I can agree that around that time a lot of things definitely were bad, but I mean it's been like that for years though.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I just don't think any
literally.
president like in bold. Like think about Obama for a second, right? And like I'm not whatever, not a fan.
Missy Big Cat.
But what
Shout out to Obama.
yeah.
But what I will say is that there was never for a moment when he was the president where I felt like a nuclear war could erupt at any minute. You know what I mean?
Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely kept it peaceful. I'll say that.
I don't know. He didn't keep it peaceful. He
Put
what-
body cams on
what
cops.
he
It was
did.
great.
What he did was
It's true.
what he did was he created the illusion that he had it all under control. When he spoke, you were like, you know what? He's got it covered, even though we know that's not true.
Yeah.
What Trump did was literally just piss everybody off who didn't agree with him. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. There was things that he put in place that I don't disagree with. You know, as somebody who's more conservative, like there's things that he did that I liked.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
overall, I'm just like top 5 worst presidents we've ever had.
Can I meet you in the middle? I wish that he Twittered it and booed him off of his platform. I wish he still had Twitter.
He was hilarious.
He
Because that was the
hilarious.
best.
If he wasn't the
was.
president, I would say that he's a
I
comedian.
feel like he was definitely like one of the most verbal.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
He would
I just
talk.
couldn't. It was so sad, but how awful the things that he said were. But it was just like, I can't believe this is happening right
Yeah.
now. This is amazing.
I want to hear you out a little bit more though. Is there like another reason why you think that he should still be in office right now?
I wouldn't say okay.
Because he never lost. All right. First off,
Listen, vote to votes. Vote to votes.
yeah.
But I mean, honestly, man, I feel like at the end of the day, as far as being a leader, I feel like there is a standard, and we all as Americans should definitely have like a sort of. I mean, of course, we're the coolest. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go to different countries, people will recognize an American. You know,
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
And but treat us like fucking royalty.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. So I feel like even though like I don't know, man, I feel like there was a financial gain within it all that could have put a lot of citizens in place to be even more financially stable.
I agree. Do you think do you think that it was worth the social dismounting, I guess, of like the fabric that we've been kind of building over the last 100 years to kind of correct relations with people and trying to kind of, I don't know, I think move past a certain obviously like stigma that's toxic within the US for so long.
Yeah.
Do you think that it was worth sacrificing that for the financial gain that he might have offered on the economic front?
That's a good question. Cause
not to mention the turmoil that he caused between like us and other countries, the relations between us and like China and like other countries where it was like
Mexico, like literally an entire continent.
Yeah, like I mean, like just.
But we always had beef with countries. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like
but he definitely exacerbated some of that.
I mean, of course, but it's kind of like I mean, I don't know. Every president that we've had, there has been something or some type of disagreement with their country. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
So like,
It's one thing to piss off like Europe. It's one thing to piss off like Mexico. It's another thing to piss off China.
Yeah, man, listen.
You know what I mean?
Invisible missiles.
Yeah, Invisible Missiles is a great band name.
Hey, no, that would be a raw band name.
Yeah, Invisible Missiles.
Yeah, that's definitely an unpopular opinion though, for sure. Or not really. I mean, there's a lot of people that agree with you too.
No, for sure. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm not saying that Biden is bad. I'm not saying.
No, he does. He's
like,
terrible.
Like,
he's bad.
Joey B.
And that wouldn't, and I wouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that I personally feel like it would have been a little more, you know, because I don't know. You gotta. I respect the president and the vice president. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know what their thoughts are. You don't really know what their plans are. You know. It's
and
just,
also there's a limit to what they can actually do and
Right.
can't do. You know what I mean? Like there's literally like their position is very temporary.
Yeah.
So they don't really get a whole lot of say in what happens because
The fucking face of the Illuminati. That's all it is.
it's you know, you can make fun of it all you want, but at the end of the day, you have to be aware of the fact that like there's decisions being made that we don't know about,
Right.
and there's things happening at a certain level that we're not aware of. I'm not saying
Right.
that 5 people control the world.
I wish
but,
Jared was here.
Yeah, bro, he's actually told me some things, and we can talk about it off air because I don't want to get too crazy on the podcast.
you're good.
But he's told me some things that you've said before. I'm like, there's no fucking way that he believes that shit.
Whatever,
And I want, but no. I love the fact because I love that things. I want to actually talk to you about some of it, but.
Did you watch the TikTok that I sent you like yesterday?
I just watched it today. Yeah.
Wait, which one? The one
Biden was
with
reading
Biden,
off the thing,
and it just has like a real and who knows? It could be photoshopped or something like that. But it's like a cue card for him, what he's supposed to do when he walks into a room, and it's just really weirdly written. It says you in big bold letters. You walk into a room.
Whoa.
You shake this person's hand. You go, and it's just like, is this a conspiracy or is this directions for 80-something-year-old man? And that's probably what it is.
that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But
That's terrifying.
Wait, Biden is 80?
yeah,
He's the oldest president we ever had.
yeah. And the dude,
He's 81, I think.
and the dude is losing it.
He's not
Let's
looking.
be honest.
He's not looking good. If you're president, like Cameron adds like 15 years and 4. Like you looked at Obama, he was like salt and pepper at the end of it, but like fucking, I don't think he's got enough time in that. Like
he can't.
I don't think he's gonna last to the end of the election.
They,
man.
they're-
You think so?
No, I
they
don't
they
think
gotta
so. I think he's gonna
find.
die.
They gotta find
Nah,
somebody else.
I think they're gonna keep him afloat.
He looks so
They
bad.
they got to find somebody else. Look at the fucking Republicans or with all this Trump shit.
It's gonna be Trump for sure.
I'm not a Trump guy. I'm definitely not a Republican guy. However, the Dems got to find somebody, man. It's not going to be Biden. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, as citizens,
Can't
we
be
know
him.
how to agree and disagree. You know.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Totally.
Bernie Sanders, he's coming back.
All right.
Ain't he about 80?
He's older than Joe Biden. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
let's bring him back. That's fucking awesome.
I think they said in 2024 if he were to be elected, he would be 85.
Wow.
Oh man.
Which is ridiculous.
There's-
but he
wow.
should have won years and years and years
He,
ago.
yeah, he should have.
And he
I'm
can
not
still
gonna lie.
talk and it makes sense. So he
Yeah.
got my vote.
Yeah, it makes
Otherwise,
sense.
I'm
It
just-
makes a lot of sense.
I'd rather him
vote,
than Biden, honestly.
I'll just vote for Kanye again until he becomes president.
Terrell, thank you so much for being on the podcast, man. This
Yeah.
has been a lot
Thank
of
you,
fun.
bros. Thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
bros. Seriously.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you. Definitely would love to be back. If I ever come back, I would definitely love to talk more.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100%, man. 100%.
Definitely.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you check out Perfect
Timing.
Perfect Timing on all streaming platforms, and also all the artists he's playing with. Jalen Josie,
Yes.
Nikki Dawson, even though she's doing her own thing out in LA right now. Either way, you've played with her.
Yeah, yeah.
Support all the things he's got going on, and we'll see you guys next time.
Adios, muchachos.